A Sclim on a Wednesday can only mean one thing. Secrets abound. Secrets abound. Hype trains start. Enter resubs at tier 1 for 8 months. Many things occur. Welcome in, everybody. My name is Sclimbo from Sox VTubing Agency, certified self-improvement VTuber. And if you have an astute ear, you'll notice that I'm on a different mic today. You'll notice that things sound a little bit different today. So we are testing out the mic that Razer sent me today. I didn't get the settings necessarily dialed in. I'm using the exact same settings as my normal mic, but I did some testing. It seems like it sounds pretty good. So, you know, there might be a little weirdness as I, mess with things because I got to do a lot of manual stuff, but it's pretty crisp. I'd say it's pretty crisp. So yeah, we got that going on today. And that's the, sponsored, but not sponsored. Like I said, they didn't pay me. They sent the mic. They just sent the mic, right? They just sent me the mic and were like, hey, do you want to take a look at this? And I was like, yeah, sure. So I figured I'd try it. I mean, if we can upgrade our audio, why not, right? So it's the Siren V3 Pro, came out yesterday. It's a lot cheaper than my previous mic, but it sounds like just as good. So kind of good. Yeah, well, okay, it's sponsored in the sense that they sent me the mic, Zora. They didn't pay me for that short though. They were just like, yeah, if you like it, make a short or something like that. So yeah, so it has cool gamer buttons on it. Hey, thank you for the bit, A12. It has cool gamer buttons on it, so you can tap mute it and stuff like that. It's kind of nice. Yeah, you know what they say about assuming. You're right every time. You're right every single time. But welcome in, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Normally, we're not really live on Wednesdays, but because I'm going away for the rest of the week on a trip to the woods with no hot water, this is the final stream of the week, except for a collab later tonight. Addy said it could be a weapon. Yeah, I'd say it could be a weapon. It's very, it's got it's very heavy. It's very hefty. Very solid, very thick, very tight, No hot water? Yeah, Franzi, it appears like the place I'm going doesn't have a hot water heater. We're going to figure that one out. We might bathe in the lake. I don't know. But happy Wednesday. Hope everybody had a good day yesterday. That was a bit of a crazy stream, huh? Just a little behind the scenes magic here. So yesterday, we did the Minecraft stream. That was a Twitch sponsorship thing, right? So they were like, yeah, no, we'll have a little fancy overlay on your stream and you'll stream Minecraft for an hour, bada boom, bada bing. What I didn't know is that makes me eligible for front page carousel. So imagine my surprise, considering it felt like a fairly normal stream, all things considered. Imagine my surprise when I finished the stream and see analytics and it says I had a max of 920 viewers. I was like, what? Wait, what happened? I thought I got botted for a bit. I was like, wait, what? Whoa. But no, what happens is they put you, I guess, on some sponsorships on the front page carousel. But the thing about that is that doesn't necessarily mean people are clicked into the stream. It just means that's on their page when they load Twitch. So it's not necessarily active engaged chatters or anything like that, right? It's not you guys. It's not you guys. So it was big number jump scare though, because my friend texted me. The only reason I looked was my buddy texted me and was like, wow, I was hoping you hit 1,000 today. You were really close. And I was like, wait, what are you talking about? And then I looked and I was like, oh, that's what you mean by intimidated. Okay, Polly, I was confused. I was like, wait, what do you mean? But yeah, that was weird. That was weird. So that was cool though. It was fun. It was fun getting new Minecraft and stuff. And today, we're going to kind of combine all the usual rest of the streams for the week into one stream, maybe. I'm not going to stream long today. I know I say that every single time. This time for sure. So normally, I just don't even have the free time to stream on Wednesday because Wednesday is my whole chores day where I'm doing all my housework. I'm kind of a little not Mary Poppins. What's the lady? No, Princess? The princess who does all the cleaning. It's like me. Right, with the animals help and stuff. It's like me. That's like me on Wednesdays usually. But because I'm leaving for the rest of the week, I didn't have to meal prep. I only had to get half my groceries. I did mow the lawn, but I got up really early to do it. Cinderella, thank you. And because I keep getting Lyme disease, I didn't go in the woods this morning. So I ended up accruing a lot of extra free time today. But I still have things I need to do, right? And I still do have company over. So we're going to stream real short today. This might be a 2-hour stream. Straight up, right? We're gonna do some just chatting, talk for a little bit. We'll do some fitness because I do want to get that in. We did get some marshmallow questions in. Actually, if any mods are around, can we go ahead and pin the marshmallow really quick? Because I do still want to answer fitness questions today since we're not gonna have a chance to do it this week. So if you have any fitness and nutrition questions, we'll get that pinned. And then yeah, we'll probably play some food guesser or something. Thank you, Mint. Get that pinned. And yeah, we'll do food guesser and then get on out of here pretty much. But yeah, it's gonna be a short one today because it's Wednesday. But teehee, allow me this little Sclim to see you one more time this week before he disappears forever. We do have a collab tonight though. Just a reminder, in about 9 hours, it's gonna be a late one. We're gonna be on stream on Circuit the Robots channel doing an under and overrated fitness tier list, which is a concept I really like doing. I've done it before, and the idea is basically like we're gonna be introducing topics that are either over or underrated in fitness and ranking what we think about them. So it might be like, oh, how do you feel about this supplement or this exercise? And I'll say it's overrated or it's underrated, that sort of thing. So yeah, no, it's good. I will say that I'm internally, I'm a little happy and proud of myself that despite only being around for 3 days this week, we did manage to get 5 streams because we did 1 Monday, 2 Tuesday, 2 today. So I do feel good about that, where it's like, okay, even though I'm leaving, I didn't scam anyone out of streams this week. I worked really hard for this, you know? But because we did get all that stuff done early, I'm going to clean the house later. We do have time to stream for a little bit today. And I wanted to get that in. I'd feel bad otherwise. But yeah, final moments before I challenge the Wendigo. Happy to know I didn't blow up my kitchen. Hey, good job, Chi-Chi. Hey, good job. Don't blow up your kitchen. If I can't mention it later, hope you have a fun and safe trip. I hope it's not safe. I hope we get into like mischief. I hope we fight cryptids on the lake. But it is going to be a really nice trip. For anyone who for anyone who doesn't know what I'm up to, I'm basically going with a bunch of my Sclim friends. We go on a trip once a year usually, and it's usually during winter, where we get like 15 of us and we go to a cabin in the middle of the woods. And we did it in February, but we decided why not do it in summer as well. So we have like a lakeside cabin, and we're going there with like 14 or 15 people. And yeah, we're just going to hang out. We're leaving really early tomorrow morning at like 6 a.m. And then, yeah, we're gonna go to very far away, big trip, very far, and then stay there for the weekend. So it's gonna be really fun. The other Sclims from the factory, exactly. We meet up in secret so they can't get me, you know? Hey, what's up, Crab? I should welcome everybody in before we start yapping. So from the top, let's go ahead and welcome everybody. Also, thank you for the hype train. I do see that. We always get a hype train starting at the beginning of stream, and I really appreciate it. As you can see, we're really close to the monthly Sclim expenses already. I did do a little bit of extrapolating because I don't know what YouTube's cut is on that really big super chat that happened, but we'll find out. Also, hiya too. Thanks for saying you're proud. Big trip with the boys. Big trip with the boys. Being a cryptid brack with you to add to the collection. Okay. Yay. Also, let's start from the top, welcoming everybody in. Tyler, thank you for the resub, secret resub when I was offline. And from the top, welcome in Amelia, Tufo, Ayodo, Frost, Stay Bright, Fleffel, Jinan, Orpheus, Shadowbendith, Ibutsu, A12, Leafy, Daniel, Barn, Daniel, Double A, Tyler, Ghost Raccoons, Berendi, Double A, thank you for the resub, Slimbo, everybody. Morn, welcome in. Zora, welcome in with 115 streak. Woo! Appreciate you so much, Zora. Welcome in. Zeplander, welcome in. Zabraf, welcome in. Chi-Chi, welcome in. Etu, welcome in. Smew, Feral, Etu, thank you for the resub. Wild Pup, welcome in. Little Crow, Mint, welcome in. Jinan with a streak. A12 with the bits. Dryad with the streak. Wiskowser, Peoplers, welcome in. Dragon, welcome in. And Dryad, welcome in. All right, that catches us all up. Silimbo, everyone. Silimbo. Hey, Scalia, what's going on? Let me make sure there's not any cool chat messages I missed. Listen, all your chat messages are very cool. Very cool. Hi, Yomi. Hi, Yomi as well. But I need to make sure I don't miss anybody. And thank you for the 115 dragon. Damn, appreciate you. Anything is a weapon in the hands of the master. And yeah, no, it's not going to be too hot. I mean, as you can imagine, for a cabin in the woods, we're going far to the north. So as far as possible, basically. So yeah. Let's see. Bring a pot to boil water in. Oh, I guess we could jury rig a shower. Yeah, I think I'd rather just kind of like bathe in the lake. It's not too bad. You can get like biodegradable stuff, and we'll probably stop at like a outdoors store on the way. So it's not too bad for the environment, and you can kind of bathe in the lake or something like that, or just use the lake water to bathe in general. Like do it off, out of the water. How's the Lyme disease been? Totally fine, Janon. I will say I did get kind of super tricked yesterday. It was a really silly insurance thing. So the story as it goes yesterday is I had to go to the doctors to get the prescription for preventative doxycycline, not the dog medication. Okay, Mint? I saw you in Discord today, not dog medication, but if it did work on humans, I would take it because dogs get a tick vaccine, but I don't. Kind of unfair. So I had to get some preventative doxycycline. Mind you, it was 1 pill. It is 1 pill. It is a preventative dose. You take it once, right? And I go there. They fulfill the 1 pill, but I have to get a prescription for it. So after stream, as we talked about, I went to my pharmacy to pick it up, right? Well, apparently they didn't have it because it got kicked back because my insurance didn't cover it. And I was like, wait, what do you mean my insurance didn't cover it? It's 1 pill of the most generic antibody of all time. Like, what are you talking about? And I looked into it, and it turns out that My insurance was like, oh, you asked for it in tablet form. We only want it in pill form. Same dosage, mind you. But they didn't cover the tablet. They just covered the pill. So anyway, I spent $20 on one pill. That was cool. That was great. But yeah, I took the pill. So we should be fine. I mean, it's a preventative dose, like I said. So it should be all right. I'm feeling good today. So decent sleep. Had a Alani New earlier, out getting groceries. Good stuff. But Mad, welcome in. Hope you're doing well as well. Hey, what's up, EC Fireworks? Building up an immunity to Lyme disease? Yeah, if anyone is going to, it's going to be me. It's going to be me, if anybody. I'm working hard on it, you know? Working very hard on it. Okay, catching up with chat here. Let's see. I didn't necessarily get Lyme, but I'm preventing getting Lyme. I don't know. I didn't get the tick tested. I lost it, basically. Hey, Saibi, thanks for the follow. Welcome. Let's see. Are we talking like northern edge of mainline Canada? You know, we're going up. I'll say we're just going up. Direction of up, very far. Where it won't necessarily be hot anymore. We'll see. We'll see. Why is there a difference between a pill and a tablet? I don't know, Franzi. I have no idea, but apparently there is one. So yeah, it was $20. Hope you never develop alpha gall. Yeah, listen, I don't want alpha gall, but again, it won't ruin my life. It doesn't affect poultry protein. It's just kind of dairy and red meat. Dairy would suck. Red meat, I could do without. I do love it, but again, I have it once every like 2 months. It's not a big deal. You know? Yeah, I am camping in a hot air balloon. True. True. We're going into space. Yeah, up. No, up is north, clearly. Come on. If you go to the Arctic Circle without me, I will cry. Yeah, I'm disproving flat Earth. That's what I'm doing this weekend. In a cabin, in the woods, in the Arctic. I'm disproving flat Earth. That's what I'm up to. Yeah, so that's what's going on. Let me tell you where we're at today. I know I've been kind of sandbagging on that. So everybody, I'm looking at the guesses here. And, kind of interesting because everyone should be welcome to beautiful Cordoba, Argentina. South America, everybody. I didn't see many South American guessers. In fact, there's 15% South American guessers. Asia was actually the smallest one today, which is crazy because that's the biggest one. But this is going to be South America. South America guessers have your points. And there you go. We should have the marshmallow pinned in chat. Did we get that pinned? I'm not seeing it. There it is. Wait, am I seeing it? Am I seeing it? Misha, thanks for the follow. Welcome in. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. I think it's there. I think the marshmallow's pinned. Okay, cool, cool, cool. So, as always, everybody, this is technically going to be our fitness and just chatting stream for the day. Read the pin. Thanks, man. I appreciate you hitting me with that. So, if anybody wants to ask any fitness or nutrition questions, you can follow that link right there in chat pinned to do it anonymously, or you can do it right in chat. But that's, you know, what we're here for today as usual. It's just chatting. It's fitness. We're squeezing everything into the Wednesday here. Where in the world is Sclimbo? San Diego. Everywhere. All at once. Yum, yum, yum. Let's see. What interesting happened? Anything interesting happened recently? Not really. I mean, I've just had company over, so I've been like, every time I've been off stream not working, I've been like kind of hanging out with my buddy, and that was pretty cool. I will say though, I'm noticing with my friend here how much or how little free time I have, because it feels like I only get to see him for like 30 minutes at a time before I work on something else, where I'm like, okay, hi, let's eat. Okay, bye. So it's been busy, but I'm trying to, you know, squeeze all this stuff in so I don't feel bad about leaving for 4 or 5 days. So it'd be like that. You're on mobile, so things can be messy. Yeah, and it also, like, the where in the world was, like, blocking it on my end, but I can see it. I can see it. Hey, Retro, welcome in. Welcome in. On track to clear my 20K steps a day every day this week. Got to keep it going forever. Command, hero as always. The hero of all of us. Command's example is a amazing one to follow when it comes to steps. Very impressive. I actually did not get many steps today. I did mow the lawn. And I did do like weeding and stuff like that. So that's kind of okay. But I didn't go into the woods because I didn't want to get Lyme disease again. But to be fair, I probably should have considered that since I'm on antibiotics right now, I probably can't get Lyme disease right now. So if anything, I'm more safe in the woods. I just didn't want to run into a situation where like another tick gets me and I don't see it. And then it just stays there for a while. And then it's like after the antibiotics, it gets, you know? I don't want that. Hubris. Yeah, hubris. Do I really want to chance it? Yeah, the woods are so nice. Of course I want to. They're trying to keep me away from it. It's not fair. You should get a little bit at a time until I become immune. I'm going to be honest. I might have some sort of resistance. I don't know if that's possible because it's like bacterial. But like, apparently the first time I had it for a few years and all it did was make my toe big. It didn't like go into my nervous system or give me meningitis or any of that bad stuff, right? Didn't go in my spinal cord, which should have happened. I should have been way worse off. So maybe I tanked a little bit, you know? Best kind of stream to pop into after we had a work meeting that ended in a heated argument over hot dogs. Why? Because of hot dogs or something else, Chip? What are you implying? Oh, by the way, did everybody see Gyaru Sclimbo? that Dando made. That was something. That was something. Oh yeah, no Sclim today? Wrong. Sclim today, Focano. This is why I put the schedule literally everywhere. It's on Twitter, it's on YouTube, it's pinned in Discord, it's the Discord image, it's on my offline screen. I'm trying to hit you with my schedule as hard as possible. Sclimbimbo. Oh, you actually reminded me of something, Command. I need to put my auto mod settings back down. I had to turn the auto mod to level 2 for the sponsorship stream yesterday, but I can turn it back down to 1 now. So sorry about that. Genuinely, because like crazier things have happened. Yeah, crazier things have happened. You know? What position were you in? Hey, Sonny, like position for what? For what? What do you mean by position? Wait. It was a sight for sore eyes, and that it made my eyes hurt. Yeah, I figured I'd just curse the timeline this morning with that for everybody. Hey, Avale, what's up? Welcome in. Reminds me of the Gyaru Sclimbo. Yeah, everything does. It reminds, you know, it's like a flash in my eye all the time, like the Akira thing. Leave me alone! Boom! Akira! That's me right now with Gyaru Sclimbo. So it's been a morning. It's been a morning, but been messing around with my meal plan as usual, as you do. Had a yummy drink. All that good stuff. When's the Sclim hot tub stream? I mean, I could get like a hot tub right now and just like put it over me. I'm basically like topless, right? We could just get a hot tub asset and like put it over my pants. If they test you and they find out you have a Lyme disease resistance, will that be the medical experiment Sclimbo arc? Well, I will say, like, we didn't necessarily rule out weird stuff, because like the whole, oh, thank you for the shirt, Aodo. The whole weird thing about the Lyme disease when I got it and then cleared it and then subsequently got it was the doctors weren't exactly sure what was going on, and they eventually got to the point where they were just like, hey, if it happens again, come back, but we don't know what's going on. Because when my toe was doing that stuff, they were like, that's not normal for Lyme disease. Usually Lyme disease, like joint stuff, is in the kneecap, right? My knee was fine. It was just my toe. And they thought it was gout. And I was like, that doesn't make any sense. I've never drank in my life and I don't eat red meat. That doesn't make sense. It could be genetic, but no one I knew had gout. So we got tested for gout, got tested for pseudo gout. They took my joint fluid and tested for a variety of autoimmune diseases, and they could not find anything. They were actually stumped. Like, they were out of ideas. They were like, I don't know what that is. If it happens again, come back. But my whole life is just people trying to capture me and put you in a facility. I'm so popular. Everyone wants to capture me. Everyone wants to capture me. But who can capture my heart? Lyme can do weird stuff, yeah. Hey, Hamlet, what's going on? Think about if the medicine flows, what body position were you in at the time? Oh, Sonny, I see what you're asking. I mean, I moved around a lot when my toe was like that, right? Like, I elevated it. I tried walking on it. I was doing a bunch of stuff. It was mostly elevated to try and reduce swelling, so. You don't eat red meat? No, I do. I just very rarely eat red meat. Not because of any reason besides chicken tastes good and it's cheaper. So, like, you know, I'm sure I'm going to have red meat this weekend, probably. I'm sure we'll cook something up. One of the chefs in the group will make something nice, but, like, I usually don't get it at my own volition. Every once in a while, I'll be like, yeah, I want a burger today, you know? But it's, like, once every 2 months. I'm trying to think, when's the last time I had beef? I mean, I guess in a Taco Bell burrito was probably the last time I had beef. I had some sausage in a McGriddle, like, last week. Oh, please don't send more limes to my location. I don't want those. I don't want those. $30 for unlimited hamburgers is cheaper. As a yummy snack. Did I miss something? What's $30 unlimited hamburgers, Aoda? Where's that coming from? One burger. I don't have beef with cows. Nah. I got no beef, you know? But what is this unlimited lore about burgers coming from? What's going on there? Tell me more. I haven't heard about this. But I want to. Listen, if there's infinite food, I'll take it, you know? Oh, the Japanese Burger King thing. Yeah, if only I was in Japan. Oh, if only I was in Japan. It's been rough. My buddy who's staying with me spends a lot of time in Japan. He's been telling me stories, and I just have to sit there like, I can't go. Please let me go. I had a frustrating experience at the grocery store a couple nights ago where I went to get a snack, and, like, you know, it was just on my mind was the food culture differences in other countries when we went and got the snacks. And I was like, man, I have like 400 calories. It's late, so I don't want a lot of sugar because I'd, like, you know, be kept up by the sugar. And I just wanted to find something that was just a little bit of meat and kind of small, you know, 300, 400 calories. And in the entire grocery store, there just wasn't any good option, right? Everything was either too much, too expensive, or it was full of sugar because it was like a candy bar or something. And it just made me frustrated because I knew, like, oh yeah, if I was in Japan, I could have gotten a fami chiki. I could have gotten a chicken skewer. Just, like, you know, I want pre-prepared food for single people. You know, I don't want to buy 10,000 burgers at once. I just want a little snack. It's rough. My pal said he was going tomorrow and I almost cried. Yeah, that's like me all the time with it. But someday. Hey, Woozer, welcome in. Someday I do need the Fammy Chickie. The Fammy Chickie always eludes me these days. Yeah, the bentos are really good. The bentos are also really good. Really solid and really good. So yeah, I just kind of miss all of it, but that's fine. I mean, we're gonna have a good trip coming up in a few days here. So it's not Japan, but it's nice. I'm gonna do a lot of fishing. I don't even want to catch anything. I just want the aesthetic of fishing, you know? Thanks for the 3-stream streak, JC. Appreciate you. I just want the aesthetic. I just want to be able to like be out on a dock at like 5 a.m. The loons are going. It's misty and I'm like alone, you know, and I'm fishing. I'm gonna go walk in the woods a lot, definitely, for sure. I'm gonna disappear and they're gonna lose me. I'm gonna be a skinwalker when I come back. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be great. So yeah, and then we'll be back to normal on Monday, right? Nothing fancy next week. I think next week's gonna be a fairly normal week, and then I think we're gonna have fairly normal weeks all the way till off-kai. There might be something that happens, but probably not then. But yeah, we'll have events coming up as usual, collabs and all that good stuff, but like normal stream schedule until off-kai, I think after this week. The loons, but I'm right here. Oh no, like the bird. What noise do they make again? I forget. The loons make a cool noise and I forget what it is because it's not the ooh ooh ooh. That's like mourning dove. What's the loon one? I forget. Can someone do onomatopoeia of the loon one in chat, please? Can someone type out onomatopoeia of the loon one so I remember and can do it? They are big swans. Yeah, they're kind of big swans. Monday's the perfect skinwalker check because the skinwalker can't nuzlocke. We don't know that. Okay, it goes squee. It goes bird, or it goes ooh, cool. That's like an owl though. That's different. That's an owl for sure. You'd only be a skinwalker if you could still stream. That's fair. Yeah, you wouldn't want to lose a talent. So, ooh, oh, ooh, whoa. Do loons go ooh, whoa? Whoa, ooh, is that what they do? I don't think so. Sounds like a honk. I'm gonna look up loon noises on the side. Squidward. Whoa. I'm gonna look up loon noises. Hold on. This is what I'm gonna be hearing. Let's get a loon noise going on. Loon call. Let's see what it sounds like. Oh, here we go. A whale. Not a whale, a loon. In the background. You'll hear it. When it happens. Oh yeah, there it is. They go, ooh. You're right. It is ooh. It is ooh. You thought only dog boys go ooh? No, that's like cat boys. That's different. You have to understand, I don't think dog boys go ooh woo or a whoa. Right? That's only like cat boys. Only cat boys go ooh woo on Discord. That's what I've been told. You know? You were right, actually. You did a really good onomatopoeia there. That's the name of the bird? Yeah, the loon. The loon. Vindicated. You are very vindicated for that one. Yeah, super turbo vindicated. But I'm a sheep. That they go ba, right? I like that we're doing like animal sounds on stream now. It's like, all right, let's confirm chat. Let's put our brains together and decide what noise animals make. Sheep, ba. We got it. We were doing that when we were doing Voice Zoo, to be fair. It's not too different. Yeah, sheep go ba, cow go moo. I know, riveting content, right? Cow go moo, sheep go ba, dog go rough, cat go meow. Can we get a poll running? Yeah, we need to vote on what sounds animals make. I need help putting the circle block in the square peg. I need some help with that. Yeah, stream Voice Zoo. I can also go bleh. Yeah, they go bleh or something like that. Baby stream. Yeah, Jingle Keys, baby stream. What sound does the cow make? All right, we got a couple marshmallow questions coming in, so let's hit those as we go, and we'll just kind of swap back and forth. There was a good question someone submitted a few days ago, and I wanna hit it because I think I know what it is, but I got to be careful here. Chickens go block block. They kind of do. Good information to have. Very good knowledge. All right, let's see here. Let's go over to fitness chatting for a second. Okay, welcome to the gym, everybody. Ducky go quack quack, cow go moo. Correct. I think, right? Yeah, correct. You got it. That's correct. All right, first question from 3 days ago. Sorry we didn't get to it till now. I hope people do see this, whoever put it in. Hey, Sclimbo, I tried adding an abdominal exercise to my last leg day, and I'm experiencing some weirdness. I was wondering if you could help identify. It was on an abdominal machine. I started out at 50 for a set of 10 to get my bearings. Took about a 2-minute break, moved the weight to 70 because 50 felt easy. I get through all 7 reps without much struggle, and a weird rippling feeling starts going through my abs, kind of similar to the start of a Charlie horse. Felt like if I crunched my abs again, they'd implode. Do you think I went too hard right off the bat? Even though 70 also didn't seem too difficult. So on and so forth. I'm also going to swap the leg raises. Okay. Excuse me, hiccups. I do have an idea of what this is. So, especially when somebody says the rippling of the muscle, I don't think this is anything bad, but it's tough because I'm not in your body, so I don't know what exactly it feels like to you. But I will say this. When you are close to failure on an exercise, sometimes it will feel like your muscle ripples, and it's not a bad thing. It doesn't hurt. It just feels like a wave in your muscles where it's kind of like not tingly, but it's kind of like tingly ripply, I guess I would say. Rippling is the best word to describe it. So the fact that you use the word rippling here probably would make me think it's the same feeling, and that's totally fine. That's just your muscle actually being challenged. Doesn't happen on every muscle, doesn't happen to every person, and it doesn't happen all the time. But that is a fairly normal thing to experience. I get that all the time on like a chess machine. I can get that if I'm pushing really, really hard. So nothing wrong about it. You're gonna be good as long as nothing hurts. If it hurts, that's a different story. Don't do it, obviously. But if it's just that, then you're fine to continue going. I would also say, too, the fact that you said 70 didn't feel that difficult and you felt like you could still be going, that was probably just some stabilizers that you weren't used to using on an ab machine being challenged for the first time. You're probably totally fine. Generally, if you don't hurt and your form is good and you feel like you did an exercise and could have done more of it, it usually means you can do more of it. It usually means everything's cool. So if that's the first time you felt that ripple, it's probably okay. There might be some better videos on YouTube that describe that feeling more accurately. I don't really get that exact same feeling at the beginning of a Charlie horse. So for me, it's not the same, but that doesn't mean it's not the same for you. So definitely be careful and do some more research on it, but that could be a very normal thing that you wouldn't worry about at all. So hope that helps. You should be fine to keep doing that, I would say. But also, you know, see what goes. See how it goes. Can I live off egg fried rice and omelets? No. You need fruits and vegetables. You need fruits and vegetables, please. The real question is, what does the fox say? It goes like, ah! Or something, right? That's what it says. Next question. What types or forms of exercise do you recommend for people who struggle to stay motivated with normal exercise? I'm trying to build muscle, but exercise usually feels like a Hey, what's up, Gene? What's going on? The voidlings have escaped the cage. I saw you playing Gunfire Reborn earlier. Hey, what's up, Raiders? What's going on? Says the man who doesn't eat vegetables. Okay, well, listen, we'll talk about it. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in, Raiders. You might have seen me last night on Gene's stream, but my name is Sclimbo from Sock's VTubing Agency, certified self-improvement VTuber. I own a gym in real life, and usually I don't stream today. But we're streaming today because I'm going on a trip to the cabins. A trip to the cabin in the woods this weekend. So we are doing just chatting right now, kind of for a little short stream and answering some fitness and nutrition questions. Fish gone fishing. Thanks for the follow. I'm going to fish you literally this weekend. But you don't eat veg? Okay, well, listen, Gene, listen. Okay, hold on. I don't eat vegetables. You should. Vegetables are good for you. I don't eat them because they fucking yucky. Okay, it's different. It's different. I'm allowed to not eat them because they're yucky and taste like farts. That's like fine, right? That's my problem. But you should eat them. They're good for you. It's not my fault that broccoli smells and tastes like farts. Please don't hide it in my bachelor chow. Please don't fish you? Okay, well, I'm going fishing this weekend. So, you know, I might fish you a little bit. Do as I say, not as I do. Yeah, please follow what I'm saying and not what I'm actually doing. But I did see you playing Gunfire Reborn, Gene. Hope you had a good time. If you got a raid and run, feel free. Get your protein, get your rest. But yeah, how you doing? Hope you had a good one. You like radish kimchi? I do like radish kimchi. You're gonna make me the best veg ever, and you'll be like, damn, I was wrong forever and ever. It's funny you say that, Gene, because so have 200 other people who were wrong. You could never make a vegetable I like. You think you're powerful. You think you're the one who has a recipe that will finally defeat me. That will make me enjoy vegetables. But no, nobody has. No country, no cuisine, no man can make me enjoy vegetables. Just doesn't happen. But I'm always willing to try and be proven once again that they do taste yucky. Days Fate, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. But yeah, we're just answering some fitness questions right now. So if you do, any of the raiders have any fitness or nutrition questions you want to ask anonymously, or any questions in general, there's a marshmallow pinned in chat for anonymous submissions, or you could just ask in chat if you don't mind your name being tied to it. But, you know, we have the anonymous submission for people who might not necessarily want their name attached to stuff, but you can ask me anything in the marshmallow. So when I start doing con visits, I'm gonna do it. All right, bet. What a challenge. What about a bird? Kimchi's literally the worst vegetable dish I've ever tasted. You know, it's funny because I actually like kimchi. I guess there are some vegetables I kind of like, but it's like you have to do a lot to them to make them reasonable, you know? What's the position on exercise when sick? On the mild end, tiredness and a cough, not hurling and feel totally wrecked. Good question on the YouTube side, Avile. I'm more of the opinion that if you feel kind of okay, it's totally fine to lift and exercise. Just like take it slow, take it easy, maybe reduce your weights, reduce the effort. Sometimes it can even help you feel a little bit better if you have a stuffy nose, because it can kind of get the blood flowing and like open your airways and stuff. But don't go crazy, right? If you're really sick, if you're throwing up, if you feel wrecked, you know, sleep, that's going to be the best thing for you. But if you just kind of like have allergies or you're mildly under the weather, it's okay to do something, you know, go for a walk, do some stretches, maybe light lifting or stuff like that, light cardio. Totally fine to do that. You're not going to hurt yourself. But generally the rule of thumb is trust your body. If you feel like shit, don't do anything, right? Have you ever pinched a nerve in your hips when doing leg day? Yup. I almost blew my back out like 6 months ago on leg day. It was really bad. Hey Zam, thank you for the streak. It was really bad. It was fine though. I recovered, but only because I didn't lay down. I recovered because I continued staying standing. Yeah, I almost blew my back out. Almost like crazy back shots. All right, let's see. Next question here we were getting to as the Raiders came in. What type of form of exercise do you recommend for people who struggle to stay motivated with normal exercise? Trying to build muscle, but exercise usually feels like a chore. It's hard to stay motivated. I have small hand weights, 5, 10, and a couple 25s as well. Yeah, so unfortunately, unless you like really fall in love with lifting, this is something that can happen. Is like, I actually also feel like lifting is a chore. I know that sounds crazy coming from someone who runs a gym, but it is a chore, right? I would rather play video games, right? I'd rather like sit on my butt and eat snacks 100%. So some of that is going to be just dedication and knowing it's good for you. It's something you should do. It's something you got to do. And then if you can fall in love with it, that's awesome. Sometimes it's good to gamify it. So you give yourself, you know, mini goals and stuff to kind of gamify doing it. You give yourself treats to try and stay motivated. One tech that I really like using is if you enjoy caffeine, if you're like kind of addicted to caffeine, you needed to get your day started, try and make it so you have no caffeine in the house and you have to go to the gym or you have to go somewhere right next to your gym that you're subscribed to in order to get caffeine. That way you have to go out of the house, you're already dressed, and you might find you're already in the parking lot. You might as well go in and do something, right? Another good thing to kind of trick yourself psychologically is just like commit to going into the gym, but not necessarily doing anything, right? Just be like, all right, I'm gonna put my clothes on and then go to the gym. And then if you get there, you might really not feel it and go home, or you might be like, well, I'm already here, so I might as well do something, right? That's a good psychological trick. But also it's important to realize that you don't necessarily have to lift weights if you really don't like lifting weights. Exercise doesn't just mean going to the gym, right? You could be swimming, you could be running, you could be hiking, you could be playing sports, you could be playing like badminton or something. There's so many things you could be doing other than pure just lifting. Obviously, if you're trying to get the biggest muscles possible, lifting's probably the best way to do it. But just know exercise in general isn't necessarily locked to just being in a gym. I also don't really like going to gyms. So it's something I do too. Hey Lulu, what's going on? Smart goals, specific, measurable, attainable, relatable, and time-bound. I like that. That's really nice. Hey Bazooka, welcome in. I know he raps recreationally, but that was something. What? I just, I say words sometimes. They don't mean anything. As we said before, words are recreational. We don't know what they mean, right? We just say words. So yeah, that'd be my recommendations. Motivation is usually the hardest thing, but you kind of want to think about it less as motivation and more as lifestyle, right? So it's habitual is what matters the most. So there's a misconception, I think, when it comes to willpower and motivation. Like all these people who are getting up at 4 or 5 a.m. every day to go for a run, it's not willpower necessarily that's keeping them doing that. The big secret is that after 2 or 3 weeks of doing something, it becomes a habit and it becomes way, way easier. So what you could even do is convince yourself to lock in for the short term, right? Where you say, okay, I just got to go to the gym regularly, maybe 2 or 3 times a week for 3 weeks straight. And you'll find that at the end of that 3 weeks, it's really easy to continue going. So a lot of these people aren't even using willpower necessarily. It's just part of their life. They can't imagine not doing it. And sure enough, even as somebody who does feel like lifting's a chore, for me, when I lift for like 8 years straight, 9 years straight, and then I don't lift, it feels really weird. It feels wrong. So that's a good habit to build because it'll help you long term. Oh no, not utilizing the caffeine addiction. Me for real. Yeah, it's a really good one because if you force yourself to not have caffeine at home, you have to go out and get it. It's a really tricky way to force yourself outside of the house. It's good tech. But hey, bot, you're on the cardio kick? Yeah. Yeah. Also, hey, Artistic, what's going on? Looks like another question's come in. Let's take a look. Ooh, a couple more. You've said you get a lot of activity early in the morning, but I find that if I exert too much in the early day, the rest of the day is sort of a wash. Am I just pushing it too hard, or do I need to give it more space to recover? Ooh, good question. And hey, Desiree on the YouTube side, welcome in. This could be a multitude of things. So One thing this can be, maybe your circadian rhythm's different. People do have different circadian rhythms. Some people have different levels of energy throughout the day. I found that for me, I'm a very early person. I like waking up at 5:30. I have the most energy between like 5:30 and noon. I stream at noon, and just me talking is what gives me energy, but I promise you, if I'm not streaming, I become useless by about 2 p.m. I become a huge sloth by about 2 p.m., and then my energy actually does pick up a little bit more around 6 or 7, but usually mid-afternoon, I'm totally useless. So that's why I do everything early, because that's when I have the most energy. But your circadian rhythm might be different. You might be a better lifter at 10 a.m., or you might be a better lifter at 8 p.m. It's really, really variable. So you kind of experiment with different times and see if any more fit better. But if in general you find that after your exercise, you're washed for the rest of the day, regardless of when you do it and regardless of performance, a couple other things it could be. It could be you're not fueled enough going into the exercise, right? You're dehydrated, you don't have any fuel in you, so you feel worse afterwards. Could be you're not eating enough overall, so you just have lost all your energy for the day and there's nothing there to replenish it. So you're feeling really tired because you're in a big deficit for a long period of time. Could be that, could be lack of sleep. It could also be actually pushing it too hard. Yeah, because there is a general overall like central nervous system fatigue that can happen. So if you do go crazy all the time, back to back to back, you will get tired. You will be like, all right, yeah, I need to sleep, right? There was actually a period of time when I had Lyme disease the first time and I didn't realize it. I got into this habit because I was getting so tired from the Lyme disease, turns out, that I was getting into this habit of waking up, doing all of my exercise really early in the morning, and then napping at noon. I would just go right back to bed, basically, right? Have enough energy to like do all my walking, my meal prep and my exercise. And then I'd crash again around 11 or noon and then nap and then have the rest of the day. So if you can even work in a nap sometimes, that's a good thing to do. Generally for naps, you want to keep them pretty far away from your bedtime. So like if you go to bed, I'd treat it like caffeine, actually. The rules for caffeine kind of work for napping as well, where you want to be like, okay, like don't have it. Maybe have it like 7 hours before you go to bed. That's the last time you should have it. So like if I'm going to have caffeine at 3 p.m. latest, I should also probably nap at 3 p.m. latest if I'm going to bed at 10 p.m. So, hey, Duntham, what's going on? And Duntham, thank you for the 115 streak. Sclim doesn't even need to blame stream tax when he forgets every Pokemon. It's just when his brain naturally turns off. True. I have an excuse. You got hooked after seeing Rick the Stick operating on the treadmill at 280 pounds? Yo, that's pretty sick. That's pretty sick. When I do hanging leg raises, I feel a crack or snap or something at my back hip. Any idea what that's about? Ooh, okay. Is it just like general cracky hips? Because a lot of people do have just regular body cracks like this. And a lot of people do have just regular cracks in their bodies, right? As you get older, your hips will crack and pop and stuff like that. Your neck will crack and pop, your hands, your shoulders, things like that. You know, it's not great, but it's something that happens, right? And it can happen to anybody. Feels like your leg joints, hard to articulate. Oh, okay. Does it run down, Aoto, if this is your question, does it run down the side of your hip towards your kneecap? Almost on the side. That would be my first question. I have an idea of what it is if it's that. The pop sounded loud? Yeah, I put it right into the mic, so just a little trick, because I do have an idea if it runs down like the side like that, mostly just in your hip. Okay. Yeah, I would just do some stretching before you do hanging leg raises. It's probably nothing to worry about if there's no pain. It just might be that you need to get a little stretched out. I know that when it comes to like pelvic tilting, right? Anterior, posterior, and pelvic tilting, which you tend to do when you're doing hanging leg raises because you're rounding your butt at the bottom. That stuff needs to be stretched out a lot and stretched out regularly. So if anything, that might be a sign to just get on a stretch routine as well. I love pelvic tilting. Yo, I love pelvic tilting too. Hell yeah. But yeah, it might be a sign to just get on a good stretch routine before you do your hanging leg raises and don't just run into them raw. Because let me tell you, no, I feel weird too. If I'm like sitting down all day and then I do a hanging leg raise, it does not feel great. So, you know, as we get older, we need to stretch more and move more and stay moving and hopefully not sit for too long. I also have that problem. But yeah, I don't think it's anything to really worry about unless you feel the pain. If it's like lower back pain, that's something else, right? And then we talk different. But it's exactly how you pinch your nerve. Yeah. Have to be careful with your arms because your shoulders pop. Ooh, yeah, popping out of place shoulders. That's a good one too. You got the people who have hypermobility like Ehlers-Danlos. That's a good one. That's always fun. Standing calf raises, actually. Really? You pinched a nerve doing standing calf raises in your calf? I imagine not in your back with that, right? Imagine that's calf. All right, let's see. A couple more questions. No question this time, but I'm up to 155 on the bench. Nice. Was pretty hard to finish. Almost failed, so might try to go up to 8 reps each instead of increasing the weight next time. Opinion. Also, I just ate a 561 gram Japanese sweet potato that had apparently 729 calories. I'm going to do it again. But mentally, I would never be in any universe have imagined a sweet potato would be that caloric. That actually surprises me a lot too. Do they just have more stuff in their potatoes? That's... That is actually, yeah, that's pretty high. But I guess if the calorie fits, right? As for what you asked, yeah, I would say if you did struggle, then try to go up to 8 reps each instead of increasing the weight next time. I agree, right? If you struggled that hard, definitely just keep at it. As always, the rule applies. If you can do it again and take as long as you need to rest between that. And if you can't do it, go down or increase the reps or decrease the reps, I should say. So, yep, you got the right idea. Good question. And congrats on the 155. I'm hypermobile and oh boy, does it make working out a hassle. Yeah, it's tough because you have to like tell people, okay, now only do that exercise in the range that a normal person would do it in. Don't overflex your knees or your elbows. Oh, it's tough, but I've worked with a lot of people with Ehlers-Danlos, so pretty used to it. POTS too, right? Doesn't that make your joints all goofy? It's mostly, I think, because they come in combination. POTS tends to have like a, would it be comorbidity in that case? I wouldn't say comorbidity, but POTS tends to be something that people who have Ehlers-Danlos might also have. They come together quite frequently. In fact, almost every single person I've trained with one had the other. It's a crazy hit ratio. So I think that's what does it, but I might be wrong about that. I think that that's like the joint stuff that is associated with POTS probably comes from a hypermobility issue that's like separate from POTS. I don't know if POTS itself does that, but I'm also not an expert. So comorbidity is the correct medical term. Okay. I didn't know if that just meant like an accompanying disease or an accompanying disease that kills you. So they go together like peanut butter and motor oil. Yeah. Something tends to appear together. Yeah, they tend to appear together. I would like to know what that's about, like why they appear together. There's got to be a reason behind that, but I've never looked into that because, you know, medical's not my specialty, just like fitness. So when it applies to fitness, I try to know what I can to help, but that's like a whole nother world, right? That's more of like a psych-in question is like, why are those together? Comorbidities. Exactly. Next question. I've been told a lot that proper form for exercises is super important. Is there a specific resource you'd have to recommend to find out proper form / ways to exercise? Yeah, okay, good question. This is actually a little tough because there's not one right answer, and this is a common misconception when it comes to fitness. There's not one proper way to do a squat or a bench press or a deadlift. There are certain cues that will make it less likely that you hurt yourself, but people have different bodies, right? People have different femur lengths. They have different depths to their shoulder and hip sockets. So someone's form might be different, but still very valid. So it's tough to say that there's one particular form that's good for everything. What you want to do is avoid certain like mechanical problems. So a good example of this, right? On deadlifts, on squats, you never really want to round your lower back, but the placement of the bar, the width of your feet, all that stuff is very variable and very fine depending on your body. But you don't really ever want to round your lower back. That's like a no-no of the squat and the deadlift, obviously. That's a big no-no. I'm thinking about when I think about like bench press, right? Regardless of what distance you use, what grip you use in the bench press, whether it's close grip or far grip, you do still want to try and like retract your scapula a little bit and get a slight arch in your back, not do it just flat on. That's another thing like that. But you also want to come all the way down, try not to make it too high or too low, so on and so forth. But yeah, so it's tough to say. Now, good resources for just the generic version of each exercise. There's a lot of great guides on YouTube. Honestly, I've said the people I generally trust on YouTube form-wise are people like Jeff Nippard, are people like Lane Norton, but he doesn't do a lot of form stuff, Jeremy Etier, the people I always recommend, right? Renaissance Periodization. Regardless of how you feel about Dr. Mike these days, I do still think he has good information. So, and he's qualified. So like, yeah, that's probably where I'd go, especially Nippard. Nippard has a lot of really good like form like videos where he's going through basic stuff like that. And I will say that like any paid fitness program that you'll find from those people will generally have form videos alongside it, and you can usually find those on YouTube as well. So that would be a good place to look for sure. Gotta get the water bending technique scrolls, but how to do bicep curls. Yeah. Earth bending style. Let's see. My theory on the comorbid is a lot to do with growing up stressed, as well as they are finding a bit of a genetic component with the POTS too. Yeah, a lot of us POTSies have bad childhoods, I've learned. I don't, it's like, is it chicken or egg, you know, is the question. Is it like, did they have bad childhoods because people expected things of them that they weren't necessarily physically capable of doing, and they didn't know that there was a disability there, right? And then so they were given things that were beyond their expectations, and people like beat them up as lazy or something like that. Like, is it a chicken and egg situation, or does one cause the other? It's an interesting question for sure. My form for squats are quite different due to femur length. Low bar squats are significantly more tolerable. Exactly, and do what fits best. It's the same as the argument between a traditional deadlift and a non-traditional deadlift, right? Conventional or a sumo deadlift. It's like, yeah, your body will determine which one you're better at, and you're not just going to always be better at sumo. It's valid, but some people are better at sumo, some people are better at conventional. I mean, geez, someone in our Discord, someone in the Discord, in the fitness channel, put up a video of pulling like 600 pounds conventional. So, you know, I think they probably know what they're doing, you know? Let's see. Doesn't explain it for all the people who got it from COVID. Are there people who got it from COVID? I didn't hear anything about that. Oh, gosh. Here's a question. Why do the golden age guys like Arnold and Lou Ferrigno not have roid gut when they were max juicing? Now all the bodybuilders have massive roid guts. You know, I think what it has to do with is it's different styles of training and also different drugs. Drugs have changed over the time. They've gotten safer, but there are obviously other new side effects. But beyond that too, I find that a lot of the people who have roid guts are powerlifters, not bodybuilders. So all the bodybuilders, like if you look at the Arnold Classic, like untested, and the best bodybuilders in those, they don't really have roid guts because they're trying to be as lean as possible anyway. But people who are powerlifters and take a lot of roids just generally always have roid guts, I would say. I think it has to do with differences in what drugs are being used in the 70s and 80s versus now, you know? That's my question. That's what I think, at least. Hey, Smew, gotta run. Have a great stream. Appreciate you, and I'll see you around. Have a good day, Smew. My quads and knees suck, so I have to go further than shoulder width for my squats. Yeah, and that's fine. That's totally fine. Just take it really easy. In fact, I had a client once who had a tendon issue in his ankles. He had very, very short ankle tendons. And because of that, he could not actually squat down physically with a normal squat position. And we had to get to the point where we were doing effectively a sumo squat where he was super, super wide and like pinning his legs against the side of the cage, basically. And it's like really scary, dangerous, and you have to take it very, very easy because it feels like things are going to explode. But once he got good at it and stretched it out, he was able to get down to parallel with this super wide sumo squat position. And it was so good. Oh, it was just insane gains all the time. But it was a very like non-traditional type squat. So put my question on Marshmallow, but I don't need to be anonymous. Didn't realize I could just ask in chat. Yeah, you can. It's just for people who might want to like not have their name attached to it, right? It's because some people will give me their weights and stuff like that anonymously here to answer questions for like meal plans. So I don't want to like have people in chat dropping their weights if they don't want to. That's why it's here, you know? Aren't there like GH abusers with bubble guts? Some people on it on artificial sweeteners. I don't know about artificial sweeteners, but yeah, some steroids do that. They do. I swear we've talked about it here before. It's got to be accepted medically at this point. It activated POTS for a lot of people who did not have it before. That's how my roommate got it. Oh, interesting. I'll look into that. I've never heard about that. I feel like I haven't talked about that, but yeah. I'm so glad it's medically accepted now, and it's not just you're lazy, right? Well, there's a lot of things like that. There's like chronic fatigue syndrome and stuff like that, where it's like, yeah, no, it's completely different. That's completely different. Sometimes my brother randomly starts flexing at me as an intimidation joke, so I can start doing it back soon. Nice. All right, another question coming in here. I struggle with staying engaged with exercising. I want my exercise to be mentally engaging as well as physical, but I don't like competitive sports either. I'm mostly a creative, but anything that improves my knowledge is also engaging. Are there any good exercises for staying engaged mentally without being a competitive sport? Yes, martial arts. Martial arts is 100% the right answer here, because you do not have to do martial arts competitively, but there's a lot of mental engagement on forms and movement and stuff like that. And there's a form to all of the different attacks and things like that. So this is 100% of martial arts. Go martial arts every single time. Even things like sword forms or fencing could be good here. Yeah, rock climbing as well is actually, because you have to think about your placement a lot, and that's really mentally stimulating. So yeah, martial arts and rock climbing. And there's a lot of martial arts places that do sparring, but you don't necessarily have to do it. Archery is actually pretty good for that too. because you have to understand that you're only really going to be working upper body, but it's going to be an insane upper body workout because like the pull weight on a lot of bows are like over 100 pounds, really, really big ones. So you end up having huge, crazy back from doing archery all the time. In fact, it's actually a problem with archers where there's like an archer's, I think there's like an archer's condition back in the day because they would only use one hand to draw the bow. So like one half of their body would be significantly more jacked than the other, and it would cause imbalances. I remember hearing about that in like medieval times and stuff. So you'd want to do it with both sides to even it out if you were just doing archery. Practice swinging a sword got me way more up and active. Yeah, basic swings every day, fat burning and strength building. Exactly. You can just play around with stuff too. You can make like an obstacle course. One thing I would recommend actually, and this is a very niche one, but if you have a trampoline park nearby that has like those American Ninja Warrior course type things, that's really fun too. You can go there and you can like try out different stunts and stuff like that. It's really, really fun. But yeah, martial arts are the big one for that, I would say. It's not competitive, but does keep you mentally in the game. Why the heck is a cardiologist the one to deal with POTS when it's a neurological issue and the heart symptoms are a side effect? Not sure the word. Like we should be seeing a neurologist, I feel. I mean, I think it has to do with heart. It does have to do with the heart in the sense that, and correct me if I'm wrong about this, but I did hear about this, unless I'm misquoting it, from like a POTS specialist doctor. But it's because a lot of POTS has to do with blood flow in the legs, right? When you're like standing up or when you're coming out from prone. So it is like a blood pressure issue, and that has to do with the heart because the heart obviously governs that to an extent, right? So I think that's why it's mostly a cardiology thing, because it has to do with blood pressure and like dropping and raising blood pressure and like positional blood pressure and stuff like that. But again, I'm not an expert, but that's I think why. That's my guess, at least, I would say. You know, one thing that keeps me engaged with lifting is focusing on my form, for I'm notoriously bad at remaining perfectly consistent. Yeah, and something you could do too is you could try to go out of your way to learn new exercises. You could say, you know, go into your gym and research a bunch of weird, obscure exercises and try to learn how to do them properly. That would be a pretty fun way to do it too, you know? You could tell from skeletons if they were archer because their skeletons were bigger on one side. Yeah, bone stretch. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. They would have probably like thicker, like maybe not bones, but like tendons if there was still anything there, you know? The calves are the most important muscle in your lower legs for heart health. I don't know that as a medical fact, but that does kind of make sense to me because compression there, right, and muscle there to move things back up would matter. A lot of the issues with the blood pressure and heart, when I'm seeing it's caused by the automatic nervous system not working to regulate. Managing the cardiac system, issues like pulse and BP tends to be priority of care. Right, okay, that makes sense to me, yeah. Archers stick their butt out is 100% correct technique. Yeah, it's engaging the muscle, right? They got that badonkadonk stinking out. You got to do it. You got to do it. Yeah, it takes a whole team of specialists. It's really crazy stuff. It's really crazy stuff. So, yeah. I miss Playscapes. You know what? Since we're through the questions for now, we can have a just chatting about this. Feel free to submit more questions if you have them, but I'm going to go back to just chatting for a sec. Because I want to talk about this. We need adult play places. We need adult play places. And I don't mean adult, get your mind out of the gutter. I mean, like, we need adult playgrounds, right? I don't care that I'm 31. I want to be jungle gymming. I want to be moving around the net course. I want to be bouncing. I want to be playing like flag football, capture the flag. I want to be spidering around. It's not fair. It's really not fair that we don't get that, you know? And we need it. We need it. Yeah, we have rock climbing gyms. That's what we have, which is good, but they also cost $10 million. You know, it's just, we got to regain the youthful spirit. We really do. We really do. We got to find a way. It's also really unfortunate too, because like other countries have it something like that, where they at least have like the outdoor gyms in parks where there's some fitness equipment, but not in the US. Not in the US. We don't have anywhere to go outside. It's great. Ah! Could you imagine how crazy I'm going right now, by the way, where you have to imagine me, right? They closed down all the retail spaces. Like, retail gaming is dying, right? So like GameStops are closing, Best Buys are closing or moving or something like that, right? And then they closed down all the movie theaters. And now I can't even go in the woods because I got killed by ticks. Like, where can I go? Where do I go? I'm just forcing me to stay inside. They're like, stay inside. Don't talk to anybody. Don't go outside. Oh, it's terrible. Oh, it's terrible. Yeah, we don't have outdoor gyms. Rope climb up the hamster tubes. Well, this is why I have the idea that I want to have a jungle gym in my room. So I can like move around my own room like that, right? I want monkey bars on my ceiling. I want a climbing wall in my room. I want a rope that can climb up. Maybe like a pegboard. All that stuff. Yeah, just let me make a short drive to Venice Beach. Hey, listen, even being at LAX, it's hard to get there, I found out. You want to zip line? Yeah, I want to zip line. Want to explore a forest? Like, you ever in the woods, you ever see those courses where they're like the woods rope course that they have sometimes? Those are really sick, where there's like a bunch of like zip lines and there's a bunch of like ropes courses and stuff, and they're really high up. We need more of those. We need more of those. Adult only Chuck E. Cheese, but not Dave and Buster's because it's too loud and too much booze. We need a Dave and Buster's, but for physical activities. And you know what? I do have to give credit. There are some places like that. Like there's, oh God, I forget what it's called. And I also don't want to say the name because it might give things away. But there are these like challenge complexes that show up in malls sometimes where they're like physical obstacle courses where it's like puzzle games that you do with friends, but they're physical and do involve movement. Those are pretty cool. That is kind of what I'm looking for. It does cost a lot though. That's the big thing, is a lot of this stuff does cost a lot of money. So doing it like over and over and over again is like very expensive. Yeah, climbing gyms are great. But climbing gyms, if I wanted to go climb there like multiple times per week, it quickly becomes like multiple hundreds of dollars a month, right? Whereas again, as a kid, playgrounds are free. We need like a free adult playground, you know? We need a free adult playground. You were on a course that was very high up and strapped into a harness, had to walk on a wire. Yeah, I've done that before. Stuff like that. Stuff like that's really cool. Unless you're scared of heights. Unless you're scared of heights, to be fair. But yeah, they're kind of like escape rooms, but they're more physical challenges. Right? There's like some, I wouldn't say ropes course, but there's stuff like that. More third spaces. More third spaces. But not only third spaces, just like physical third spaces. Because it's one thing to hang out somewhere, just like loiter, but I want to be able to move, right? I want to go to a park and meet other adults who like climbing stuff. You know, I want it to be like when you're kids at a playground, right? You go to a playground as a kid and you just like meet somebody there and then you start playing pretend or something, or like building a sandcastle or like playing Power Rangers. I want to do that as an adult. I want to have an adult only playground where we just meet other random adults who like climbing stuff, right? It's just like you meet another 30-year-old on the slide and you're like, yeah, hell yeah. That would rock. That would rock so much. Yeah, it's still good. An adult playground seems like it'd be easily targeted by bad actors. What makes it like, in what way, Hamlet? Because like it's an adult playground. So if it's an adult only playground, it's not like, you know, anything untoward would be happening. Adding wants a human dog park to the dog allegation. No, specifically, I don't want a dog park. In fact, because dog parks are just big like sand pits. There's no like stuff. I want stuff. I don't just want to like all field. There's plenty of fields. I want stuff in the field. I want like things to play on, you know? So no, actually I want a human park. Thank you. There's a playground near my friend's house whose support structures for the monkey bars are really thick, crazy pull-ups have been had. Yeah. Yeah. Do you remember back in, oh, this might be old for some people, but back in like the 90s, there used to be this type of playground that was made out of wood and they all looked the same. And it was like splinter held. You know what I'm talking about? They all looked like kind of castles, and there was a bunch of like underground or like under the main area, like pathways of wood, and they were very like maze-like, and there were a bunch of mirrors and stuff like that. It was a very specific type of playground. Yeah, with the tunnel, Aodo, they had to get rid of them all because everyone kept dying and getting splinters and like falling off of them. Yeah. Frivolous lawsuits or people who don't like parks at the best of times. Oh, that's fair. That's fair, Hamlet. Well, we just have to kill them with bricks. Anyone who does a frivolous lawsuit or tries to destroy the park, there should be a volunteer park guard who just comes and hits them with hammers if they do that, you know? Throwing Sclim into a convention with as many cosplayers as possible to play pretend beam clash. Yeah, let's do it. Hey, Darkness, what's up? Welcome. Love the wooden ones. No splinters, though. Jungle gym to snooze in the sun. Yeah, and they had the metal slides that burn you. Sclimbo versus the Not My Backyard. Yep. I just, you know, they have to go. They gotta go. They gotta go. The hammers of the flexible part of a fishing rod. We need it. We need it desperately. People need to move more, and that's a good way to do it, you know? That'd be a great way to get that going. I really wish there was those. Let me see if I can find a picture, actually. I'm sure I can very easily by looking up like I can just look up old slide, right? Or something like that. Used to bring cardboard to use the dang slide in the summer. Yeah, the dang slide. Let me see if I can find this really quick. Let's do, where is it? Old wooden playground. I bet I remember researching this. Yeah, here it is. I found it immediately. Because the thing was, it was a certain style of playground that like somebody made, right? So it's actually very, very like, It was everywhere. It wasn't just in one area. And because of that, it's easy to find online. Yeah, I got a couple pictures right here. Check them out. Check them out. This is what I'm talking about. These right here. Yeah, these things. These things. You remember, right? There were these. They all look the same. Yep, this right here. This was the one. Remember them not letting us out in the playground if it was too hot out? We'd only get that if it was too cold out or like too snowy or something, but... Or like raining, you know? But yeah, it was these ones right here with the nets and like the... Oh, yeah. They were in the Netherlands. The #1 park in my hometown of one of these. They were like all around the US. They were everywhere, and one company was making all of them. Mine was about this extravagant. Actually, I think mine looked very similar to this one. But there was more slides and more like in-between parts. But I do remember the monkey bars that spanned 2 parts of it. And there were also underground, like in here, there were like caves that like went between all the different like pillars. It was really sick. It was really, really cool. This was the golden age of playgrounds. It really was. There's some really cool playgrounds nowadays, though. Like, I've seen some really cool ones that have like really big climbing nets that go up to like 20 feet tall and stuff like that. And it's like, okay, that is pretty cool. You know, like a climbing net to get up to the big slide, covered slides and stuff like that. It's really nice. Yeah, they tore them all out. They were community built for cheap. Saw a video of the history of them. Ooh, you should link me that. I want to read that or watch that, you know? Nowadays, they'll have you replace with metal slides that give you burns. I feel like those went away too. This universe where Sclimbo became a parkour guy to just scramble around places. Listen, if I wasn't built like I'm built, I would be a parkour guy, okay? Parkour is unfortunately a lithe person's game, and I'm unfortunately coming from a history of powerlifting. I don't think I have the weight to do parkour. Too thick with it. Too thick with it. The problem with these was the leaking sap and the spider webs. Yeah, that would do it. That would do it. Yeah, I want the playground. Yeah, toss it in the Discord if you're in there, the playground vid. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Okay, we got to go to ads right now. We'll be right back in 4 minutes, everybody. But we do have to go on a little ad break to disable pre-rolls. Probably the only ad break of the stream, because I don't think I'm streaming too long today. So stick around. We'll be right back to keep talking. I will see you in 4 minutes. Everybody, please get your meds, a little med check, get a snack, stretch around, walk up, do a little dance. You know that stuff. We're talking about movement, so get moving. I'll see you in 4 minutes. Do some pull-ups or something. Be right back. The Sclim is back. Hope everybody had a nice break there. Little stretchy, little pineapple as usual. Hi. Hi. Welcome. 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 Hey, next time. Welcome in. Welcome in. Ooh, one thing I'm really excited about for tomorrow. Okay, so how do you guys feel about the idea that sometimes it's about the trip and not the destination? Like conceptually. Because I do kind of ascribe to that. I do kind of think that's like, I like the trip, don't get me wrong, right? But sometimes like getting there is really fun. It's the same argument as why I actually think that New Year's, or not New Year's, but Christmas Eve feels more exciting than Christmas sometimes, because the anticipation of Christmas plus a party sometimes feels better than Christmas itself, right? Also, hey Jin, welcome in. So how do you guys feel about that? Do you think it's like more the journey, not the destination? I only say that because like tomorrow I went ahead and I convinced my friend group to take a different route up to where we're going, because I was looking at the route and the route we were set to take was like kind of boring. It was like on a highway most of the time and it wasn't too interesting. And I noticed that like for only about 20 extra minutes or something like that, like half an hour extra, there was like a diversion route that went through a bunch of mountains. And I was like, hey, I have an idea. We should go this way. We should go this way because there's mountains, right? I'm excited to see mountains tomorrow. It's been a long time, you know? It's been a long time since I get to be in those specific mountains. But yeah. Yeah, I'm like, ooh, scenic route. Let's take the scenic route, because I love like seeing stuff in the car, you know. And then we'll stop at like a diner on the way, and we have the anticipation of getting there and seeing the lake and stuff like that. Oh, it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool. So I'm really excited for that. You know, you saw some horrifics that started like that. Yeah, I hope we don't die. I don't want to die. Reminds you to enjoy the journey, but man, the destination could be so much better sometimes. Yeah, it can be. I mean, don't get me wrong, but I think the journey's also fun. This is like the same reason why I think airports are actually really nice. Like I have fun in airports because it's the anticipation, you know. Coming back, not so much, but when you're going on a trip, I still love airports. Doesn't matter how early I have to get up, what I have to do, just like, you know, dancing around the airport. You're just like, yeah, you're looking around at all the shops. You know, you're looking at the shops, you're buying yummy snacks you don't normally have, and you're excited. You're going to get on the plane. Obviously, the plane ride itself is going to be kind of boring, but maybe you can catch up on some movies, right? You don't know who's going to sit next to you. It could be an adventure. I don't know. It's fun. It's fun. It's fun watching the planes come and go. Yeah, it is. You could go anywhere. Exactly, Paulie. You could go anywhere. There's actually, I saw some videos of a flight attendant, which I'm really interested in. I think flight attendants are really, it's like a cool job. If I wasn't a streamer, I might do it, honestly, because I like traveling that much, you know? And apparently they get free trips when you're a flight attendant on your airline, anywhere, as long as there's room. And so he would go to an airport. It was like a YouTube series where he would pack a bag and he would go to the airport and he would roll for where he was going. He'd randomize it. So like on stream, he'd be like, okay, let's just spin the wheel. And then where are we going? Okay, we're going to Bali. Let's go to Bali. And it was like, oh, that's so cool. Hey, Ali, what's going on? Welcome in. Lim asking me if I want peanuts. Yeah, do you want any peanuts, Ali? Like nudging you. Ali, do you want some peanuts? Ali, do you want a Coke or do you want like a Sprite? Or they only have diet though. Welcome in, Ali. How you doing today? Welcome. You had a friend who was a flight attendant? Yeah, I'm so interested in it. I think I would do that if I wasn't a streamer. That way I could just travel around everywhere. Yeah, they fly standby. So as long as there's a seat free, I think they do it for free. For free! A yummy snack. Yeah, and also it's really funny because I think the downside of being a flight attendant doesn't apply to a lot of people who are kind of like online coded. I remember thinking this wasn't really a big deal because there was somebody who was doing a YouTube video about the pros and cons of being a flight attendant, right? And they were like, yeah, one of the cons is when you're on standby, you can't do anything because you're on standby and you don't know if you're going to be called in for a flight or not. But in my mind, I'm like, wait, you mean I get paid to stay at home and play video games and maybe they'll call me? Like, that doesn't seem like a net negative. But for them, the negative was I can't make plans with my friends on a weekday because I have to be on standby. But I'm sitting here like, I just play games. Like, because video games are a hobby of mine, you could just have a day off maybe and still get paid for it. Or maybe you'd get called in to work. But like, that's a standard thing, right? It's like the normal thing is to get called in for work and get paid for it. The better option is to sit at home and get paid for it. I don't need to go out. I can just sit there for 12 hours. It sounds great. Like, it doesn't sound like a bad gig at all. Your mom was a flight attendant. She said it was fun. Yeah. It also passed the benefit to family members. True. I gotta get a flight attendant friend. Weird, my hip is twitching, my legs, having been propped up my entire body weight for the past 2 hours because my cat was there. Yeah. Just both a homebody and a wanderer. Me too next time. Me too. I know it doesn't sound like it because I'm in the woods so much, but I am kind of a homebody because I like being everywhere alone, right? So I love going on trips and wandering, but only solo. I like doing solo trips. I like kind of like wandering around, going place to place. Always alone, and only meeting people just to part a little, you know, a few hours later, like a cool drifter. There's an aesthetic to it. But other than that, yeah, like I either go in the woods or I'm at home. I don't really go out and like do much, right? I don't go to clubs or anything like that unless my friends are going. And even then it's only to dance. I don't really like do any of the other club stuff, you know? It's like work gotcha. It really is. But you win pretty much every time. Because either you work and it's normal or you don't work and get paid to play video games. So, I've dated both a nephew of a flight attendant who got to use her benefits and a pilot. Yo, nice. I got to do that. I gotta date a pilot or a flight attendant. Now that my son's an adult, we're able to go to Japan together in January. It was the best trip ever. Ooh, yeah. Once you go once, it's hard to not go back. Not all those who wander are lost. So true. Death VTuber. So true. Pilots are restricted on what meds they're allowed to take. Yeah, even though the plane does kind of fly itself these days, I hear, it does make sense. It does make sense. Prefer to hang around people even if you wind up not saying a word. Yeah, you know, I really like being alone. I do. And that's probably one of the reasons... That's probably one of the reasons why things are the way they are, because I actually don't mind it that much. Like, it feels normal to me, but I think it's also because I grew up that way. I was like alone a lot and I got used to it. So it's hard not to be. Like, I like hanging out with people and I'm really like chatty in public and stuff, right? I'm very, very like, yippee, just like you see me here. But I definitely like prefer to be out on my own. Like when I'm traveling, I would much rather go alone. Much rather go alone. Because I like the freedom. I like the freedom of just kind of drifting a little bit and you decide you want to go here last minute. So you go there. No one else's timetable is your problem. You know, you kind of drift. But then it's also nice to meet people. You meet up with people, then you part ways. It's cool. It's kind of like Pokemon. That's the way I LARP it in my brain, is it's like going on a Pokemon adventure when you travel solo. Because you might be like meeting a traveling companion that you'll travel alongside for like a week maybe, or like a couple days, then you split up, and then you can always call back and be like, yeah, that's the person we traveled through Japan together, right? And it's like, oh, that's so cool. Adventuring, knight errant type stuff, type beat. Best thing about the flight was the elderly Japanese woman sitting next to my son. She was helping him struggle with chopsticks. Aw, that's cute. That's cute. That's endearing. That's endearing. Hey, Mika, welcome in. Welcome in. Yeah, I like drifting. I like being a cool drifter wanderer type. Kind of cool. It's kind of cool. I need some better clothing for it. I need to find like an aesthetic so I can be like an aesthetic drifter, because that's like a whole nother avenue, you know? Yeah, but travel's nice. Travel's nice. I'm very excited to be traveling again soon. One with this, and then again, obviously for Offkai. I'd like to get to a few more places this year. I don't want to just be done. You know, Offkai is only in July. I want to do something else before the end of the year. I don't want to just stay still. Gotta be, yeah, I need a Chuny drifter drip. I really do. Very true. Cloaks double as a bedroll. I have looked into that, Polly. They do have a cloak that like you can kind of sleep in, like a big blanket or a sleeping bag or a bedroll. And I'm like, you can't pull off a cloak in modern day life though. It's really hard. It's really hard. That's like kind of a toughie, you know? I feel like a friend told me this once, and I do agree with it, which is like, you get like one exotic slot for an accessory in your daily life, right? Like if you're out and you're dressing, like trying to dress interestingly or dress cool, you have like one exotic slot. Like it's destiny, right? You can put something cool, but not too much. You can't have too many things. So you can if you're committed to being a Chuny, that's true. But that does kind of railroad you into that skill tree, like the Chunibyo skill tree, right? But if you want to like appear more adjusted, I guess I would say, you get like one exotic slot. That could be like a cool piece of jewelry, a bracelet, something like that, maybe rings or something, a cool hat, a certain type of clothing, upper or lower. But like you can't go too far, or else you start being like an outsider. There's nothing wrong with that. I think that's cool personally, but people will treat you that way probably, you know? A scythe, yeah, you could. I don't know if you get away with a scythe. I don't know if you get away with the scythe. That might be a little different. What's in your Chuny slot, if you can say? I actually don't have one right now. It used to be a Gurren Lagann drill necklace when I was younger, but I don't really have an exotic slot right now because I just wear shorts and tank tops. Tragic, actually. I should get a cool exotic. I should get like a, I don't know, bracers. Get some bracers. Seen a snow gear company make a cloak to wear in the snow. Ooh, that's nice. Yeah, snow gear does look cool because you're wearing bulky stuff anyway, you know? You know? Yeah, go out and decked in JoJo tier. That is pretty cool though. But this is why cons are nice, because I like how everybody dresses at conventions. It's really exciting, right? I think normal dress is kind of boring, but everyone dressing in like cool cosplay and stuff is actually super exciting. It's like, yeah, we should be doing this more. This looks fun, right? Everyone looks cool and fun and great. So you wear chicken feathers in your hat. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That is pretty solid. That's like a good exotic accessory, especially because you raise chickens. So that feels very appropriate. I should find something. But the problem about wearing anything is it might limit me, because I do kind of run around and jump around a lot and, you know, do gym stuff. So like a necklace wouldn't be the best idea. Rings wouldn't be the best idea. They'd probably get destroyed or like choke me to death or something. You do Ren fairs? Yeah, I've been to some too. I don't really dress up though, but a lot of my friends do. How many times you've been stared at in a grocery store in full costume? Yeah, we should be allowed to dress like a mage every day, I think. I would think about it. How would you feel about gamer anime characters reviewing the designs of VTubers? Ooh, that would be nice. That would be nice. You too have a Gurren Lagann necklace? Good. Purple reflective earbuds? Yeah, what if I have big soap shoes and I'm actually naked and blue and I'm also a hedgehog? What then? Is that enough exotics if I'm just Sonic? I think Sonic's pretty cool. So do many people. So do many people. The streets are saying Sonic is pretty cool, I hear. You know? But yeah, it's always a tough. Dressing is tough. I don't know anything about fashion, unfortunately. I need help desperately. I gotta get like a fashion starter pack or something, or have somebody tell me what looks cool, because I do want to be a wizard when I'm older. I've definitely mentioned this before, but I think in retirement, I definitely want to like druid max and be like an old man wearing like cool forest wizard clothing and just like live in the woods and talk about mysteries. That would be really cool. You got sisters now. We got you. Yeah, Ali, could you all dress me? Could you all teach me how to wear good things? Could SVA together teach me how to do fashion? It could be like a makeover show. It could be a cool makeover show. That could be fun. That could be really fun. I'm down for it. I'm down for it. Can you enchant the local babies into changelings? I would never do that. That seems rude. Can you dress you like a crackhead wizard in the woods? Yeah, let's go. Let's go. I gotta get me some of that. Gotta get me some of that. I need like a fashion checkup, like fashion disaster with SVA. That'd be a good collab. That'd be a good collab. Dress up Sclimbo SVA collab. Well, I mean, soon too, you might be able to dress up Sclimbo, but we'll talk about that another time. As a kid, my Chuny slot was carrying a messenger bag everywhere I went. Yep, here's your ADHD bag. It needed a book and a handheld game in case I got bored. If I got bored, I'd die. Capital D. Very fair. I put on my robe and wizard hat. Oh, I forgot about that. God, it's been so long since I heard that. You started helping your sister with her fits. Best advice I can give from what I learned there is a lot easier to spot fashion you don't like rather than the fashion you do. It is unfortunate how fashion sometimes is very like body coded. Like I've noticed more or less, it feels like it's really hard. So like, you know, I'm somebody who's more top wide from like lifting and stuff like that, right? So I'm like top wide and then it tapers down, right? And I'm thick in general, and it doesn't feel to me like I'm good at pulling off anything that would be like goth or emo. Like it feels like goth and emo is more of a, I don't know, it just doesn't feel like it fits right. Like everything's built for people who are 2 pounds, you know? And I'm like, just drinking some water. So not all of them are twinks. I know, not all of them are twinks, but it feels like all the clothes are designed for that. All the clothes are. But I don't know. One thing I will like aesthetically, I think what would be cool is to lean into like looking a little feral. That's something I think I would like. Lean into kind of like looking like a caveman that got thawed out, right? Maybe some more natural stuff. But like I could put cool eyeliner on so I look like a Visigoth, right? Some sort of raider. That could be pretty cool. Might be able to do that. It's fine. Just get a bunch of tattoos, military clothes, and a balaclava like most people do nowadays. Yeah, right. Wolf boy, Sclim real. Wait, what did that have to do with wolves? Wait, back up. Did I say a wolf thing again? Didn't realize it. Channel the Brendan Fraser. I could actually, yeah. I could channel Brendan Fraser. He does look pretty adventure coded. Pelts in a big stick. Yep. You said feral? Well, feral, yeah, that's fair. Oh. You want to look feral? I do. Because it's my attitude, I think, you know? Like I want my visual appearance to kind of like, you can know what to expect for my visual appearance. And I think that's a good combination, is like, you know, I'm kind of not formal, pretty unprofessional, pretty wacky. So I think dressing that way too fits me. Right? Like people look at me and they'll be like, yeah, I know what Sclim's about. All while downing spray cheese? No, not so much spray cheese. Lumberjack fit. I'm just here to cut trees. You could just add pants, make them distressed. Wait, how do I make pants distressed? Do I have to like tell them about childhood trauma? Like, how do I do that? Add cuts, pin them with safety pins, and boots of your choice. That's more, yeah, that is more punk, I would say. That's more punk. But I think a lot about like Japanese fashion, stuff like that sort of like Jirai-K and like the, I forget the term for it, but like the Japanese youths who are like on the street just hanging out. Like that style, the like Menhera style almost. I think that's like, all those clothing are not built for people who tend to be bigger, I feel like. The aesthetic is downplayed by the fact that you're jacked, like literally. Yeah, a lot of people use lumberjack though. I don't know. Yeah, streetwear style. Yeah, streetwear style. A lot of people use lumberjack. I don't know. I got to try a variety of things to see what I like. Because at the end of the day, I don't really care much about what I look like compared to how I feel. And I need to be free. I need to be free and wearing loose stuff that's like flowy. And my body needs to be free, you know, like 2 steps away from a nudist. You know? You can, but you bury them in the dirt, drag them on the floor, drag them through woods. Oh, I beat them up. I do that anyway. I don't have to pretend. That's going to happen anyway. I need to feel chuny. Yeah, I need to feel a little special, all right? Just a little bit. Love wearing oversized t-shirts and cargo pants. Yeah, I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. Sounds like you need that Shaolin monk fit, but actually, Ayodo, if I could get away with it. If I could get away with it. You know how Goku comes back looking when he comes back in Dragon Ball and he's an adult? Right, like when he actually grows up right before the end of the series, and he like shows up to the tournament wearing tiger skins. I want it. That's the fit right there. That's the fit right there. I want to look like I carry stuff from all of my various adventures. Is what I want to do. Like I want to wear accessories that I gain through every adventure and look like an eclectic, like every civilization together. That would be really cool. The Shaolin monk fit could go hard. Bad fashion's a small price to pay for comfy basketball shorts and a t-shirt. It really is, except when you need to like present anywhere and look good, you know. Have you seen what Ryu looks like in SF6? All right, hold on. Let's look this up. Ryu Street Fighter 6. See what he's looking like here. What's he wearing? Ooh! Yeah, that's it right there. Oh, that rocks so hard. If only I was big enough to pull that off. Oh, if only I was jacked enough to pull that off. That's so sick. I'd do it too. I would 100% do that if I felt like I could do it. Oh, that's really cool. Hold on, I'm putting this on screen. Me for real, if I could. Honestly, I would do this. Yeah, I would do this. Yep, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Now look up Ken. Okay, hold on. Let's look up Ken. Ken Street Fighter 6. Ken looking like, oh, hey. Damn, Ken. Damn. He's just wearing sweatpants and like, okay, fingerless gloves are really cool. You don't have to sell me on those. I do think fingerless gloves are pretty radical. Those kind of rock. Ken looks homeless. No, he's just, you know, it's cool. If we want something that's vibes and being able to move freely, I'd recommend harem pants. You know, I have a friend who wears them. So the only problem is I feel like I'd be stealing his look, but I do have a friend who wears harem pants and I'm like, oh, those do look pretty cool. You had a friend whose Chuny slot was fingerless gloves. I really like fingerless gloves. I think they're so sick. I have them during winter. I think they're so cool. Swim in the Akuma Street Fighter 6. Hold on, looking this up too. Street Fighter 6 Akuma. What's he got? What's Akuma's fit? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I should just wear gi everywhere, honestly. I feel like that's LARPing, though, unless you do martial arts. Like, if I did martial arts, I would have no problem wearing a gi everywhere. I could justify it. I'd be like, yeah, no, that's like my job, right? Like, that's something I do. I'd wear a gi everywhere. But since I don't do martial arts right now, it feels a little LARPy. I don't believe in stealing looks, only synchronizing them. Spitting. You're spitting right now, witch. Spitting. Start doing it so you have an excuse. Yeah, I guess. You gotta slot them in a punk or metal fit otherwise. I like them. I don't know. I like fingerless gloves. I think they're cool in general. They're awesome. All right, let's see here. Let's see if there's any more marshmallows. And if not, it might be about time to go on to some Scramble Food Guesser for the day. I did want to do a little bit of that today when we had some time. Oh, I also wanted to show something off. I found a new food I'm very excited about. I'm going to try it literally after stream. Hold on. Let me pull this up. Look at this. Look what I found. Look what I found. There's new protein cereal. So Ghost is a brand I really like. Ghost does some protein powders that partner with big... Oh God, yeah, that's right. That's right. Ghost partners with a lot of like cereal brands and candy brands to make protein stuff. So Ghost has like protein powders that are Nutter Butter flavored and Oreo flavored. The only thing is they're really expensive. All right, they're pretty damn expensive. They also do cereal. To this point, I've only seen generic peanut butter flavor and then another flavor. This is Cinnamon Toast Crunch flavored Ghost protein cereal. It was about $8.50 for 6 servings. Okay, if we want to do the Bricken math here, it's way less efficient than Bricken, but it is grab and go. So it is about $8.50 or so for 6 servings, 170 calories, 17 grams of protein, right? So it's effectively a protein bar. If you assume a Quest bar is like 190 for 20, 170 for 17, right? You need to include milk in that only if you don't use almond milk. Or if you eat them dry, because I mean, Cinnamon Toast Crunch just tastes good anyway, right? So I used almond milk though, so it's like negligible calories. A cup of almond milk is 30 calories, right? That just effectively makes it a protein bar, more or less. And yeah, you know, it's a good one. Hey JPS, welcome in Raiders. Good to see you there. Hope you had a fun stream. We're just doing our usual stuff, but we're doing it on Wednesday rather than Thursday. We're yapping, we're talking about fitness, talking about stuff. Hope you had a good stream. What were you up to? They're not only an energy drink company. No, they make a lot of things. In fact, I feel like they might have been a protein powder company first and then got into energy drinks. Because I used to have their protein powder like a decade ago. I used to have the Nutter Butter Ghost back in like 2016, 2017. So, what kind of sweetener does it use? I'm sensitive. I actually do not know. There's some sugar in here though. I believe there's 6 grams of sugar. So there is real sugar. I just don't know what else they use. But there is some real sugar in here. But yeah, macros aren't bad. And frankly, I haven't done a with milk taste test, but I did it without milk taste test. Just grabbed a few. It tasted awesome. It was like 90% Cinnamon Toast Crunch and kind of good macros, honestly. So cool new product. I was taking a look at. I'm going to have it right after stream and we'll await my review with bated breath, I guess. So your favorites become monk fruit extract. Yeah, monk fruit's pretty good. Monk fruit's pretty good. I'm not sure what my favorite is. They really all taste the same to me, which is like a good thing because I don't have to worry. Doing a hardcore run of the Minecraft mod pack. Exit 2. Ooh, I've heard of Exit. I don't know anything about it, but I've heard the name before. How'd it go? We're on that hardcore Minecraft grind set, the both of us. You're doing good with allulose? Yeah, I'm fine with all of them. They're all cool. They're all right. Stevia, allulose, you know, monk fruit, aspartame. All of them. I'm good with all of them. They taste fine. Normal sugar barely tastes different to me, so they're nice and cheap. Yeah. You like dungeon crawling? I think you'd like it. Ooh, hey Bogo, welcome in. I do like some dungeon crawling. Yeah, same with erythritol. Yeah, erythritol too. That's the one that definitely does make me have bowel things, but not too bad. You know, aspartame and xylitol are bad for you. Yeah, if they don't agree with you. Yeah. How's it going? Good. We're just kind of doing a random free stream fitness, just chatting for Wednesday instead of Thursday, Bogo, because I'm going to be gone the rest of the week. So we're just moving up the plans a little bit. I didn't want to scam you out of a fitness stream. So I also just wanted to have a short one today. I very well was like, am super busy. So I don't have a time to like stream full length, but I was like, yeah, we can do like 2 hours. We can do like 2 hours. Better than not doing anything, right? I can at least say hi to everybody. Because I feel like if I didn't stream on like Wednesday, next stream would be Monday. That's almost a full week. I've never taken a week off. That feels wrong. I'd be like, how do I stream? So at least this way we cut down a day, you know? We cut down a day this way. I love the Yap streams too. I really need to start writing down topics though. I do think we're going to have better Yap streams in the future because I used to do this thing where I would write down topics throughout the week that I could talk about on the like just chatting stream. And I stopped doing it because I've been so busy, but I'm finally now with full time having the free time to do it again. So I think we're going to have some better ones going forward because we've been doing like some just chatting, but a lot of fitness. But I like the stream sometimes where we do just chatting for like 2 hours. That feels pretty fun. So we're going to get better at those. You must have taken a week off during pre-debut. Oh yeah, I mean, I'm not talking about pre-debut. In the VTuber factory, there were many weeks off, you could say. Many weeks off in the VTuber factory. But since I've been your Sclim, I've not taken a week off yet. There have been weeks that have been limited because of like CarrierCon, but I don't think we've ever had a full week off. And I don't think that's going to happen for a bit. Don't get me wrong, I'm allowing myself the right to, right? Just like any of the other talents in SVA, if I feel like I'm getting burnt out and I want a little break, I'll just take a week off, you know, get ahead of it. I'm not going to wait to burn out. If I feel like I want a vacation, I'm going to take a vacation, but it's only ever going to be like a week. I don't really see myself taking longer than a week off ever. I don't really see it. Unless something really bad happened, but I've never really had that sort of thing happen to me. So it'll probably, if I ever take a time off, it'll be a week. It'll just be like, yep, I'm going to be gone. And we'll have YouTube shorts and stuff. The only thing is next week, we might have less YouTube shorts because I don't know if I'm going to have enough like short content from 3 streams this week rather than 4. We'll see. We'll see. Healthy Sclim is more Sclim streams. Very true. Very true. Very true. We've been working really hard recently. We've been working really hard. Had some like 10 stream weeks, 8 stream weeks back to back, 7 stream week, 5 stream week in 3 days this week. We've been working hard. We've been hauling, right? But it's a lot of fun. I really like it. So I'm feeling good. I don't feel really any close to burnout right now or anything like that. And we got exciting things coming. As always, big things coming. So healthy Sclim is a happy Sclim. Very true. Hey, why don't we play some Scrandle and some Food Guesser here with some time we got left? See what's up here. We can also play the new daily one too. You can do all that good stuff and more. Just means you need to get some shorts from freaking out at people's food choices in Scrandle. Yeah, we got a farm. Hey, B, what's going on, B? Welcome in. How you doing today? Hey, yo, B. Hope you're having a good one. Let's do some Scrandle. Let's do some Scrandle. I know we haven't been doing it recently, but I do want to scran. Feeling some scran today. You wasn't following? What? It's all right. It happens, B. It happens. I hope you're having a good one, though. You do have a big thing dropping this Friday. Thank you for reminding me, AA. Everyone, remember the SVA desk mat and waifu cup from GamerSups drops on Friday at 3 p.m. EST. I'm going to be gone, but I will make a tweet about it. But don't forget, and you can use my code on that. So you can use code VTuberMail. I still think you get 10% off using that code, even though it's our thing. I think. I'm going to put like a 90% on that, but it's worth a shot regardless. It either works or it doesn't, right? But how small is the desk mat? I actually don't know the size of it, but you can look at the full design on Twitter and we'll post it a bunch. So yeah, it's 3 p.m. EST. It's 3 p.m. EST. I think I'm allowed to say that. Hopefully I'm not. Hopefully I can say that. I didn't think about that before I said it because it's like 2 days away from now. But hopefully I can say that. But yeah, that's when it is. Don't kill me. Are you getting one or do you have to buy one? I'm getting one. I'm getting one. They're coming to me. So I already got some. So I sure hope so. Tee-hee. That's okay. I've built up I've been so good. I've been so good, Mint. If I did something bad now, Floor could forgive me because I've been so good. I've been doing really good. I have so many like good boy points saved up. You're asking since you like mine big. Oh yeah, I don't know exactly how big it is. It looks like it's going to be pretty big though, because it's like a pretty wide design, right? Because you have to imagine the design is all the talents except Zen, since Zen wasn't in yet when we made it, and it wraps around the cup. So if you spread that out, obviously it's more wide than it is tall. So I think it's pretty wide. I think it's pretty wide. Hey, thank you for the sub, Artistic. Appreciate you. Thank you for the tier 1. Welcome. Welcome to the Jimbos. I think it's what we're calling it. Or we're going to call it... What was the other name we were thinking of that was really good? Oh, Swolemates. I am kind of liking Swolemates. I am kind of liking Swolemates. When someone said that in Discord, I was like, that is a pretty good name. That is a pretty good name. Most likely 800 by 350. Yeah, I don't know my sizes, unfortunately, but I'm sure we can find that out. We can ask about that. And actually, if one of the staff members of SVA is in chat and you could find that out and we're allowed to say it, that would be good. That would be good. GamerSup's desk mats are 3x2. Oh, okay. There we go. AA knows. So I'm going to assume it's the same. So 3 foot by 2 foot. Sure. Looks like we got another marshmallow secretly here. Ooh, sneaky marshmallow. If someone took a 3 or 4 year break from the gym due to sickness and gained over 30 kilograms, what would be the best way to get back into it? Is body comp worth a try semi-quickly at least? You know what? In this scenario, body comp will work. Yes. So generally body recomp only really works. And for those who don't know what that is, that's the idea of trying to gain muscle, lose fat at the same time. It really only works when you're a novice because the stimulus is so high in your muscles, you can do both. And yeah, you can't really do it as an intermediate lifter, but if were an intermediate lifter or you were an advanced lifter and you took 3 to 4 years off, you will be able to do that again to some extent, most likely. So this is a scenario where body recomp will work, and body recomp also will work more for people who've gained a lot of weight. So you could body recomp. Is that the fastest way? No. You probably, because you're also a beginner, you probably want to go into a deficit, a fairly significant deficit, and still lift hard. And you still should gain some muscle because you kind of have those beginner gains again, and you will lose weight as well. So rather than going for a maintenance type recomp, because body recomp usually implies that you're eating at maintenance, since you want to semi-quickly, as you say here, you're going to want to be in a big deficit. So you're probably going to want, I don't know your total overall weight, but I'm just estimating based on the idea that if you put on about 30 kilograms, you're probably going to want to aim for maybe like a kilogram per week or something like that of weight loss, right around there. And then also lift on top of that. Now, as for the way to get back into it, take it easy, but you can get back to doing what you did before. Just take your time getting there. Start obviously with lower weights and lower volumes and stuff like that. But luckily, there does seem to be some sort of retention effect where if you've been muscular before or you've lifted certain weights before, it does seem to be easier to get back there. So you'll at least have an easier time getting back there than somebody who's starting completely fresh. So yeah, that's what I would do. But I would say you probably want to go into a fairly aggressive deficit and start lifting again pretty much immediately if you want to do it semi-quickly and build muscle. It's also good too, because when it comes to like loose skin and stuff like that, muscle can fill it out, so it's less of a problem, and muscle will increase your basal metabolic rate, so you can eat more food because you need to maintain those muscles. So it's just generally a good idea in general to hit lifting alongside losing a lot of weight. Hope that helps. Hope that helps. The Sclimbers, if you're about, Sclimbers, like if you were rock climbing, yeah. Soulmates is nice. Soulmates is nice. Question, did you ever read Kenichi and are you familiar with the guy who made his body 100% pink muscle? I've heard about it before, but I haven't read or watched Kenichi. I do know what it's called though. It's like Kenichi Mightiest Disciple. I do know of it, but I never watched. It's 35 by 16. 35 by 16. That's inches, right? Did it check that as well? It's about 90 by 40. There's a lot of numbers in chat. I will tell you this. It's probably one of them. One of those numbers is probably accurate. It's like a little bit of a gotcha. We like gotcha, right? Everybody's a big gotcha enjoyer. It's kind of like that, you know? All right, let's scran. Let's scran. See what we got for scran today before we run out the clock here. We got some food guesser to do. We got some scrandle to do. Let's scran. Daily. Scrandle 2. Here's our bonus round. By the way, everybody, let me ask, how's the mic sounding? Is it sounding good? Just reminding everyone, I'm on the Razer Siren V3, the Pro that just came out like yesterday from Razer. They sent it to me to like check it out and stuff. I'm using the same filters as my old mic though, so I just want to make sure I haven't like super optimized for this mic profile in particular. I'm just using my old filters, but hopefully it sounds good and it's not like cutting out or anything. All right, cool. It does sound good. Nice. How would we say it sounds compared to the other mic? And you can be honest, like we're allowed to be honest. We're not, you know, how does it sound compared to the other mic, do you think? Doesn't sound quite as warm. Yeah, I think it's probably a filter thing. It's probably a filter thing. But your opinion, you can have an opinion on this. I'm just asking. So it sounds good. You're not an audio guy. Sounds the same. I thought it sounded pretty similar too, which makes sense. I have similar filters. And that's a good thing because this mic, frankly, is like way cheaper than my previous mic. So that it's a good thing it sounds as good, you know? Unless you're specifically focusing. There was some electronic scuff earlier and yesterday on jeans. So I actually wasn't using it yesterday on jeans. So that might have been something else because I was using my normal mic every stream except this one this week. So need to adjust a few things. Yeah. But your headset's a Bayer Dynamic DT770. Thank you, Darkness. Interesting. Yeah, I didn't use it till today. Been gone a couple weeks. It sounds very similar. Like when I was doing the short about it, they do sound very similar, but that's a good thing, right? Because one's 250, one's 370. So, you know, not bad. All right, back to this. Do we want chicken tikka naan or margarita pizza with ham? 3 slices for $5. I like the price here. I like it. It looks good. That's me. That's me. I'm going Bolton Wanderers here. Oh boy, here we go. Okay, steak pie, chips and gravy. We do have a, oh, is that Welsh? I think it's Welsh, right? Any recs for good home exercises beyond the basic push-ups, crunches, squats? Really just variations of those things. Those are like the really good body weights ones, push-ups and especially. You can do things like decline push-ups are a good what is that? Looks like a shit log. You can do like decline push-ups that are like a better thing, but Yeah, push-ups, crunches, squats. If you can find anything to hang under, even an underside of a table, you can do like pulls. If you get like a band of some kind, you can do a lot off of doorknobs and doors, right? So you can like wrap a rag or a towel around a doorknob and use that to do like body weight rows from like, hard to describe, right? You can, okay, imagine this. You put your feet at the door, you put a towel around the doorknob and you lean backwards and you do rows that way, right? That's like one thing you can do to do back exercises with kind of body weight. That's a good thing too. You can do like lateral raises. Those are always nice for globe shoulders. Dog Pro, get walk on crutches for a few months. My triceps are Popeye insane. Yeah, walk on crutches. That's another good one. You thought it was corn? So we have a very sketchy hot dog or steak pie, chips and gravy. I don't see mushy peas here, so I'm going over here. No mushy peas means I do buy. That is hot dog I've ever seen. It's something. It's something. We got shrimp tacos, lime marinated. Looks like a lot of fruit in them. Yeah, pineapple pico. Where's this from? This is USA. Huh. And double bacon cheeseburger. Okay, so this is actually super expensive. I'm going to take a double bacon cheeseburger here. It looks all right, but not for that price. Not for $9.70. No, thank you. Ooh, that looks good. Whoa, England's got the Punjab United FC has the Bollywood box. Madras chili and garlic chicken, chili mango chicken bites. There's double chicken in there. Oh my God. Samosa salad, palau rice, or a hot dog with 2 drinks for 40 euros. That's not even a question, right? Why are they so expensive? Ew. Yeah, it's a hot dog. It's $40. Yeah, no thank you, man. Nobody should ever pick that. I don't care about the drinks. They shouldn't be that much. Go have a bad beer. All right, we got cheesy conies. This is like Coney Island style, looks like. Stadium. Yeah, what's up, Dante? That was, I think it was US. That was US, even though it was in euros. We got price for both is $8 versus beef burger over here for $8. Looks like we're getting more out of this. This looks like Qatar. Slightly more out of this, so we're going to take this. What do we got over here? Ooh, those look kind of good. That is a full pizza, though. Ooh, garlic mayo. A wood-fired pizza. Looks like some pepperoni. Got garlic mayo on it. €7 or pound. Sorry, I always do this. I always confuse pound and euro. Whatever, pound. That one. Yeah, that one. Versus the nachos for 9.50 pounds. The nachos look good. The nachos do look good. But if we're talking price efficiency, that's a whole personal pizza. We got garlic mayo and it does look good. I'm going pizza on this one. That's fair, though. But I'm looking at price, right? I feel like not enough people are doing this or considering price. You got to be frugal. You got to be price efficient, right? Why would we spend 10 pounds for a hot dog? Bulgogi banh mi is 14, though, to be fair. So that looks like a whole... Yeah, that was a whole personal pizza for that price. Yeah, I'm going right here. That hot dog does look pretty depressing. It is England. Maybe it's a good hot dog. Like, maybe it's like a really good sausage, but no, I'm going here. This is definitely a price meta to an extent. I think so, Shard. I would hope so. All right, cream scone for 2 or curry goat. Wait, why is it just called a goat? Is that just a box of meat? I mean, yeah, thank you. No, we are not picking scones over a box of meat here. All right, whoever's scrandling, we have to fight. We got to fight. No way we're not picking box of meat there. Yeah, one little treat versus a whole box of meat. All right, yeah. Steak pie and mash. It doesn't look like we have any mushy peas in the prem, but there's something green. It's a little dangerous. Ice cream sundae. We got no price data on either of these. Ooh, Scotland or England. You know what? This is like depending on the day. Box of meat is OP. Hey, Sheba, thank you for the streak. And Lord Skull, thank you for the follow. Are you like Lord Skull, like of like the skull, like chewing tobacco? That'd be pretty cool. Could be mint sauce. Yeah, we got a lot of people with sweet tooths on Scrandle. Oh, this is so tough. This is pretty equatable, right? Like, if I'm in a sweet mood, this does look good. But that does also look good. You know what? I bet this bread isn't that good. I bet this bread is kind of like crispy and like overdone. I'm gonna go Sunday. Looks like they do have a sweet tooth. Yeah. Okay, we have honey BBQ chicken strips with chips. Sorry, those are French fries. What do you mean chips? And a red Leicester-filled sausage roll. Skull, the wolf that chases the sun in Norse myth. That's different. Got it. Okay. I didn't know if we were talking like Skull from Norse myth or Skull from chewing tobacco brand. Both are very cool. I mean, aesthetically, I don't do chewing tobacco and you shouldn't, but Yeah, it's like, it's still kind of like a cool aesthetic and like a cool, like, listen to Creed and drink Monster kind of way, you know? Does look like a good sausage roll, yeah. And it's 4 pounds versus 850. Price is gonna win me over here, even though that does look very good. One more, a tray of 10 sausages and cheese and ham panini. A very depressing one at that. Nah, you know what? Let's go pure meat. A tray of 10 sausages seems like the play here. We're gonna take a tray of 10 sausages. No contest. Solid scranner, as always. That's kind of like always what we get, isn't it? All right, let's do some food guesser. We got our dailies and we got plate off. So let's see what we're doing today. Let's warm up, everybody. For those who haven't seen it before, the goal here is to guess what country the food is from based on ingredients and description. There's some metas. I'll teach you the meta. We're good at this game. All right, let's go. From the top, ground beef, cheese, lettuce, tomato, mayo. Wait, this is the US. This is US easy, right? Hearty sandwich filled with a range of ingredients like ground beef, chicken, or steak, accompanied by lettuce, tomato, peas, corn, and melted cheese. Oh, wait a second. Peas and corn in the sandwich. The name hints at the large X-shaped size, usually capable of satisfying even the biggest appetite. So that's got to be the US, right? This is literally a supersized burger. I just don't know what we're doing putting peas and corn on it. Right? That's throwing me off. Hoagie? Did they do peas and corn on that? Peas and corn in a sandwich. Could this be like South American maybe? Is there a trick here? Because I want to go like guess one US. I mean, let's do that, right? That's like the smartest choice. Let's Occam razor it. First guess should always be US here. Hit a little Occam's razor. While my keyboard's waking up. Peas sound like UK. It could be. But it's like supersized. It's got mayo. It's like, it seems really American. No, it's cold. Crap. Okay, let's go UK. Let's go UK. This? What? Huh? We're playing Scrandle right now, Franzi. We have to guess what country a food is from based on the ingredients. Could this be like an Australia, New Zealand, or South Africa, maybe? Like an English-speaking country in another continent? Argentina? I was worried this might be a Brazil situation. Maybe it is. Ah, shit. No! Every time! Brazil! My arch nemesis, Brazil. My arch nemesis in food guesser. I didn't do the Brazil play. I should have just done the Brazil play. I should have just done it. I didn't say it, but the second I saw the corn and the peas, I was like, should I throw the Brazil guess? Because anytime we see a weird food, for those who are new to the meta, Brazil is my arch nemesis, and so is South America as a whole. If you don't know where food is from, and it seems like it's half from one place or half from another, it's Brazil every single time, or it borders Brazil. We were fools to believe in the United States here. We should have gone Brazil. We should have gone Brazil. We won't be fooled again. Chicken, soy sauce, rice wine, sesame oil, ginger, garlic, sugar, basil leaves, green onions, chili peppers. Okay, well, we got some Asian ingredients here. Hey, Kutsu, what's going on? And hey, Stinger on the YouTube side, what's happening? We have some Asia ingredients. We got soy sauce, sesame oil tends to be more Asia, rice wine as well. China or Korea, I think it's a fair bet. I think it's a pretty fair bet. Hey, Kutsu, thanks for the follow. Philippines? We do have basil leaves. I don't really know who uses basil. You think Korea? Green onions, chili peppers. Yeah, something hot. Probably not Japan. Served in a clay pot. Comforting and savory. I don't think it's Italian. No, I think Korea, China. Let's throw China. That'll give us direction, right? It's a big country. Okay, easy. Sambeji. Taiwan and China. Nice. Feeling Thai? We got it though, sir. We got bread, eggs, cabbage, carrot, ham, cheese, sugar, ketchup, mayo, mustard. A street food breakfast sandwich. Okay, we got cabbage in play. Interesting. That's probably European. Cabbage does tend to be more Eastern Europe, but I think the rest of the ingredients, or Central Europe, I should say, like Poland. Balder says Cuba. You know what? You probably said that for a reason. Give me the lore. Why do you think this is Cuba? I'm thinking maybe you could be onto something. There might be a bit of a trick here. You think somewhere European? Adding the carrot and the cabbage to the sandwich, yeah, it is probably European, but I kind of, similar to a pressed Cuban sandwich, I like the bold guesses. I like the bold Cuban guess because we have everything to gain if we're right. And we'd never get it if not. Let's go Cuba. Let's go Cuba. You know what? I like it. No, it is ice cold. And we're going northern here now. Northwest. Maybe it is Asian. Let me go Singapore. Get that out of the way. Gilgiori toast. Sounds Italian. No, that's ice cold. Is it Korean? Huh. I'm really surprised, actually. No, not Brazil this time, but I didn't expect to see ketchup and mayo in Korean recipe. I know there's certain types of mayo. And mustard? Yeah, Korea does have a lot of cabbage. I'm just a little surprised to see these condiments there. Feels much more European. That's a hard one. Mustard threw me off. Yeah, it really did. I was going Europe because of mustard. We did get super foodie though. That seemed like a fast round. Let's do another quick play. Yeah, I knew it wasn't Japanese. I feel like I generally will know the Japanese foods because I've eaten so many. Those are the big clues. All right, we got pork belly, fermented soybeans, crushed ginger, minced garlic, star anise, soy sauce, cinnamon stick, scallions, rice wine, or cooking rice wine. Okay, we got a pork belly with soybeans, ginger, star anise. Yeah, Asia. Definitely Asia. We got pork belly, we got soy sauce, a bit of star anise here. Maybe it's like continental. Do we think India or do we think not India? Cinnamon stick is optional here, which is kind of... You're all in on Korea. I guess there is soybean. Viet, non-India. Yes, soybean, huh? Yeah, Viet. I would say Vietnam, Korea. No, pork in India. That's a good point. That's a good point. You're thinking Japan or Korea. I don't think it's Japan. It could be. It could be. Could be just something Japanese I haven't had. Taiwan, you think? China? Let's go for... I'm not going to go Viet. I'm going to go star anise, though. Yeah, let's start China. That's usually the right way to go because then you invalidate it. Okay, nice. It was Singapore, China, Taiwan, Malaysia. Potatoes, onions, anchovies, heavy cream, breadcrumbs. Okay, we got anchovies. We got dill and anchovies in play, and Christmas is mentioned. This is going to be... It might not be US. This could be Scandinavian. Wait a sec. Potatoes, onions, anchovies, heavy cream, breadcrumbs. This could be German. Could be Denmark. Or it's US or Canadian. The dish is named after an opera singer who's popular in the early 20th century in the region it originates from. US or Italian. And it's for festive occasions. Yeah, it's named after an opera singer, festive occasions, and it's Christmas. I think Northern Europe. I want to go Northern Europe here. Not Central. I feel like Denmark, Sweden, Finland. I like Denmark. Let's go Denmark. Okay, we're hot. It is Northern Europe. Let's go Sweden. Go Sweden. Nice. Jansen's Temptation. All right, 2 guesses on that one. Nice. Yeah, fish tends to be... When you see like dill and fish, it's like this arc, okay? Like same with mint. When you see mint included, not so much Western, but there's this arc that goes on with like dill and fish type stuff that tends to be like Scandinavia into Russia, like Estonia, right? Lithuania, those areas. All right, let's go here. Beef, scallions, soy sauce, garlic, sesame oil. We got another Asian dish, I think. Black pepper, sesame seeds, skewers. Oh, wait, this is Japan, I think. Yeah, I think this is Japan. This is, I forget the name. Okay, this is not Japan, but it's in Japan. I've had this in Japan often. Probably just China then. Never mind, it's Korea. I didn't know this originated here. I guess Japan calls it something different. Yeah, where you have like the leek, the grilled leek and the beef around it. I always get that at Japanese places and in Japan everywhere, so I thought it was Japanese. Damn, okay. Okay, now we just have nachos. Tortilla chips. Oh, this is hard though. Where did nachos? Oh, are nachos from the US? I think they are. Are nachos Tex-Mex from the US or are they from Mexico? I think they're from the US. You're gonna guess Oceania. Looks like Guam sushi. Oh, okay. Mexico to be safe? No, I'm bold on this. I'm going US. I'm bullish on US. I think we invented nachos actually. Yep, okay. Yep. It's both, really. Both are fair, but I'm pretty sure we invented nachos. And it was like a Tex-Mex situation with that. Shrimp or small fish, salt, sugar, garlic, chili peppers. Okay, it's fermenting fish with salt. And it ferments. Ooh. Ooh, okay. No, this is tough. Yeah, it could be Korea. Fermented fish, though, can also be Finland. We have to be careful. But there are chili peppers here, so it's probably not Finland. It was a Tex-Mex situation as a Mexican. Okay, thanks, Bunny. Koreans do like pickling. Yeah, Korea's a good guess. Korea is a good guess. Or Southeast Asia. Let's go Korea. Be a lot of Korean foods today, so let's go South Korea. It is not South Korea, but it is Southeast Asia, which means this might be Vietnam. It's Bagung. East of Vietnam. Oh, is this this might be Indonesia or Malaysia or Philippines then. Uh-oh. Yeah, is it Philippines? Yeah, it's Philippines. It's Philippines. You love Bagung. Philippines, bro. Philippines mentioned. Philippines mentioned. We mad that shit. Glutinous. Wait. This is also Philippines. Yes, it is. You're so right. I only need to see like 3 ingredients to know this is Filipino, right? Once you see like, all right, rice flour, could be a lot of places, but like you're getting there. Coconut milk, probably Indonesia, Philippines, or Malaysia, or Oceania. Once we get banana leaves in there, come on. This has got to be Philippines again, back to back. Easy. Flour, egg, milk, bacon, onions, butter, salt, pepper, sour cream, yeast, cheese, and nutmeg. Ooh, nutmeg and sour cream, huh? That's a bit of a toughie. Those feel like 2 separate things. Sour cream and nutmeg. Poland? Turkey? Maybe? You thought it was Britain? Sour cream sounds EU. Yeah. Oh, let's read. Okay. A savory pastry. It's a pastry. So then that does bring in like France, Italy, maybe. It is given that area. We're definitely Europe. I think we're Europe. I'm just wondering if it's like Turkey, if this is secret Turkey because of nutmeg, or if it's like a Poland sour cream thing. Coffee cake. No, there's bacon in here. I don't think it's coffee cake. I don't recognize it. Yeah. Let me go France or German. Let me go France. We have a pastry. I should probably go France. Okay. Looks like it's German. Good call. Nutmeg 3 for a loop. Yep. It's Spekuchen. Potatoes. Pav buns. Oh. Okay. Rule number 1. If I don't recognize an ingredient, it's an African dish. But rule number 2, we have masala literally here and tamarind. So I think it's got to be India, right? Have buns, tamarind chutney, garlic chutney, seb pomegranate. Well, it's pomegranate, but I like saying pomegranate. But chutney, yeah. This is yummy looking. Roasted peanuts. And we have peanuts here. This got to be India. It's got to be India. All in. Yep, easy, the belly. Flour, sugar, eggs, butter, vanilla extract, lemon zest, cocoa powder. Oh, it's just like a cake. It's a sponge cake. Who invented sponge cake? Is it France or UK? Italy or Spain? I think I want to go France here. Nice. Italy or France. That's actually both. Okay. Don't be tricked. Ground me. I know where this is from. Watch this. You guys are gonna think I'm a genius. Oh, real close though. Georgia, the country. So this is a trick because you see these and you think they may be like dumplings or something, and this is an Asian dish, but trick of the eye, this has sour cream and dill in it, which implies it's more European. And I've seen something like this before in the Caucasus. So I knew we were in a Caucasus country. I went Georgia. It is not Georgia though, which means it is probably like Azerbaijan or something like that, or Armenia. Let's see here. It's borders to actually northeast. So it actually, I think it's just Russia, ironically. Yeah, it was just Russia. It's Pelmeni. Okay, again. Closer to ravioli than dumplings. Yeah. Ooh, we have ghee. Okay, ghee isn't. I've actually just. So I know where this is from. I know where this is from because I had it yesterday. I literally ate this less than 12 hours ago. This is India. And now I know what it's called. There you go. Because my friend just came back from India who's staying with me. And my friend brought some Indian like treats. And it literally, the ingredients were ghee and cardamom. And I'm like, oh, I didn't know what it was called though. But yeah, I had this like 12 hours ago for dinner. Or as an after dinner snack, I should say. That's an easy one. Chickpeas. Okay. We got chickpeas, salt cod, olive oil. Olive oil implies Europe. Implies usually Italy, France, Greece, Turkey. Chickpeas definitely imply more towards Turkey. But we have salt cod. I'm gonna... You think Lebanon? Oh, that's a very specific guess, Zenji. Very specific guess. I like bold guesses. Let's go Lebanon. If not, I'm going Turkey. Okay? But it's only cool, so it's Turkey. Ooh, or it's not. Bea des Fieta. What language is that? And it's northwest of Turkey. What language is that? They're both cool, so it's on continent. Ooh, are we in Balkans, maybe? No, it'd be closer if it was. It would be hot if it were warm if it was Balkans. Maybe it's like Hungary or Slow. No, chickpeas wouldn't be central, right? Sounds Portuguese. It seems like you might be onto something. Yeah, let me go Portuguese. It was Portugal. Learn something new. Okay, we got zucchini and eggplant and olive oil. Yeah, all right. All right. All right. Oh, France then? Bombette borders. It's Spain. Okay. That works too. Eggs, vegetables, such as bean sprouts, soy sauce, salt, pepper, and cooking oil. Is it just an omelet? Wait. Is that a veggie omelet? Meats. It's eggs and meat in a patty. Beat eggs with vegetables like bean sprouts. Cook the mixture on a hot skillet until the edges are golden. Oh! Okay, this is tricky because this sounds a lot like a Japanese dish. Just a very basic version of one. This could be like every country. This sounds like a Japanese dish where you make onmyomiyaki. I forget the name. But a quiche? I guess it is also like a quiche. But there's a sauce here. A savory sauce made from chicken broth. Soy sauce and cornstarch, right? Could this be a maybe Filipino Western fusion meal? From the US influence on the Philippines? I feel like the Filipinos in chat would be screaming if it was. This might actually be that Japanese thing that I'm forgetting the name of right now. Chicken gravy and omelet. Yeah, the gravy's really throwing me off. A meat-based dip. Yeah, okonomiyaki. Yeah, sorry, that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, seems like a really simple version of that, doesn't it? You cook on the hot skillet till the edges are brown, then you flip it, and it has a sauce on the side. But it's the wrong type of sauce. So I really don't know. This is That's what I was thinking, VTuber talk. Yeah, okonomiyaki, but the dip and cornstarch are throwing me off. Me too. Secretly European. But there are Asian ingredients in here. All right. Well, when in doubt. Brazil is cold. We are not in South America. This is a US dish. Fusion dish? No. Canadian 8. Wait, are we cool or are we cold? We're cold. Okay. Let me go Canada. It's the US. Egg Foo Young. I didn't realize that was one of ours. Huh. US, China. Okay. Ooh, that just straight up. Do I mean... Wait. I was going to just say India, but there's coconut milk. I'm just going to assume it's India, though. I'm still assuming it's India. Or it's not. All right, Philippines. Nope. That looks Thai then, right? Nope. Viet? Oof, getting cooked here. Ah, yeah, it's Vietnam. That's Vietnam. It'd be like that. It'd be like that. Philippines. Oh, I'm wearing a jacket now. Let's do plate off since we have that now. Do plate off. We haven't done plate off yet. So this is like Scrandle now for Food Guesser. Which dish is the most liked? Ooh, is this bonus round or do we start right away? Should have called cornstarch US. That's a fair point. We got farofa from Brazil. What is this? Toasted cassava flour sauteed with butter. That does sound really good. Bacon or sausage. Ooh, these are both good. I do like peanut butter, banana, bacon, and bread. And honey. Which one do I want right now? Honestly, I could go for this. I could go for this. Wait, go away. Go away. I just want to see you. I just want to see you. Go away. Wait, how do I... Can I go back? Hold on. Reloading. There we go. I'm going here. No! Come on. Bunny chow from South Africa or Gira pork from Trinidad and Tobago. Tobago? What is Gira pork? Okay, there it is. I can click it in the very top. Succulent pork. A succulent meal. Marinated in an aromatic blend of cumin, garlic, hot peppers, and other spices. Or hollowing out some bread and putting curry in it. Meat or vegetables. Curries cooked separately before being poured into the bread. Ooh, it's like a bread bowl. It's like a curry bread bowl. That doesn't look like the actual, like, picture, but they're both really good. I like the description of the bunny chow, but I don't like the picture of the bunny chow versus the Gira pork. I'm gonna go here. Yeah, it was definitely like more. Oh god, kazanka, big sausage. What's the rub? What's special about the sausage? Oh, it's pig's blood, buckwheat, barley, or oatmeal as filler, and then seasonings. Would be good though. Marinating chicken and red rice, wine, ginger, and oyster sauce, stir frying till brown. Yummy. Red wine chicken. Oh, the noodles look really good though. Okay, yeah, noodles and chicken always go hard. And medisterpølse from Norway or Denmark. Definitely didn't pronounce that properly. Or kebab kubide from Iran. Frick here. Meat, turmeric, molded into skewers. Even cooking. All that stuff. Versus a spice sausage made from minced pork and sweat. I don't know what that is. Not like sweat. But medister. I don't know the lore. It does look really good though. I bet I eat this by a different name because this looks a lot like a sausage I've had before. Very fatty and salty. Yeah, I'll go for it. Okay, that's fair though. They both look good. That bread looks insane. That looks like, oh, I can't begin to pronounce this. Allerheiligenstreisel. Allerheiligenstreisel versus pasta e ceche or something like that. Is that like the pasta e kakoi or whatever Christmas food? Does look good. I think I've had that before, but just by a different name maybe. This bread looks actually crazy. Looks like crazy good bread. What's in this? Butter, of course, to form a dough. Eggs for the glossy finish. Sugar glaze for sweetness. The holiday, yeah, it looks good. There's raisins in it. It looks really good. But pasta and chickpeas with tomato broth. They both look incredible. All of these both look good. No veggie dishes yet, so we're winning. We stay winning. But I gotta go with the bread, actually. I gotta go with the bread, actually. It's looking really appealing. We got bonda and garnacha now. This is Mexico and Guatemala. It looks like refried beans on a tostada almost, with some sort of slaw. Thick corn tortilla as its base. Savory mixture of ground meat, beef or pork. Onions, tomatoes. I actually had this right before stream, effectively. With grated cheese. Yeah, I pretty much had this before stream. And this is potatoes with spices. Yeah, balls or fritters. I'm always going to go meat. So let's go garnacha. I'm always moving meatwards, you know? Pende yuca. Oh, that's yuca. Okay, it looks like a airport headrest. Or Rocky Mountain oysters. Isn't Rocky Mountain oysters... Hold on. Yeah, it's testicles. Yeah, it's balls. I was like, wait a second. I've heard that name before. Oh! Yeah, it's balls. Well, chat, are we eating the balls or are we eating the air? Chat, would you like the testicles or the airport headrest? The choice is yours. Which one? Which one will we go? Which way? It's a very misleading name. It's literally whose testicles? Bull testicles. I don't believe this is a real dish from the United States. I don't think people actually eat this, even though I do see it on a plate. But to be fair, that just looks like calamari. I don't trust it. And this is made with yuca, made with cassava, starch, and cheese. All right, now I'm going to do something a little bold and controversial here. I bet these taste good. Sorry, I would eat it. I would eat it. I would prefer that to eating anything that's vegetable coated. I would try it. It's meat. I don't care if I got to put balls in my mouth. It's meat. I'm doing it. Very southern kind of dish. Colorado. I see. We got Mostokurlora from Greece or Puchero from Spain. That's a whole corn cob in there. Like a hot pot. It is a hot pot. Cook together until tender. Flavors melt together. It does look really good. It's meat. It's probably tasty. I do feel like that. Yep. And this is featuring grape must as a key ingredient. What is a grape must? A fruity flavor. Cinnamon cloves, a hint of orange zest, shaped into rings or twists. Yummy. Hey, J-Ray. Let's minimize that, minimize that, minimize that. Come on, where is it? Where is it? Let me go. Please. It won't let me leave. It won't let me leave. It won't let me go. I don't know where the minimize is now. Refresh. Okay. Grape must is like the stuff they scrape off when making wine. I see. You know what? That just does look really good, though. I'm surprised that one lost. Ooh, Sumetai Nikusoba. Yeah, sorry. As good as this looks, Thing Japan. Thing Japan every time. I don't even need to look. K-Mac. Is that cheese? Is that rolled cheese? And Kyangyo. I can't even begin to pronounce that. I'm sorry. See what they're made of. Let's see what they're made of. This is creaminess. With every bite, okay. I like how they don't say the ingredients. They're like, it's velvety. It's got creaminess. It's a treasure. A luscious explosion of flavors. Ingredients, cream and milk. I mean, yeah, it's rolled cheese. Okay. And this is chicken, coconut shoots, milk, red curry paste, fish sauce, palm sugar, kaffir lime leaves, basil, bamboo shoots. It seems good. It does look good. If there's enough meat in there for me as a treat, I'm thinking it's a good one. Mustard just freshly crushed juice. Oh, okay. Gotcha. 15 other countries. A lot of countries have rolled cheese, apparently. Both are probably pretty good. I think I'm... Which one would I rather eat, though? But this might be like too... No, I'm sure it's good. I'm sure it's really good. I'm sure it's really good. All right, nice. Nice stuff. Good stuff. Let's check one more time for no extra questions. And then, yeah, we'll get on out of here, folks. Like I said, really short stream today. Really short stream because I do have to go on this trip and we do have a collab later and I got to finish the rest of my Wednesday. We don't normally stream on Wednesdays, so it's a little treat, but we were going to do about a 2-hour stream today. So thanks for coming, everybody. I'm going to go away on the trip. I will see you again on Monday on this channel. Tonight, I will be on Circuit the Robots channel for a collab where we're going to be doing over and underrated fitness stuff and talking about that, but that's going to be in about 7 hours from now. It's gonna be a really late one, but the next time you'll see me live here is next Monday. Please don't forget about me. We'll be back for the Nuzlocke. We're gonna try to beat Hoenn on Monday, and we'll have a normal stream week that week. But thanks for coming by. I had a fun little half week here. Let's find somebody to raid. Stick around for the raid, and I am gonna go have a little snack. So I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. I will regale you next week with stories of my adventures in the woods. Let's see who's on. Who is on today? Ending at 2 might mean I get to raid some people who end earlier, because I usually go way past 2. And on Wednesdays. A lot of people aren't going to be on Wednesdays either. Let's see who's on. Who's doing stuff and things today. Let's see. A little snacky. Yeah, I'm going to have some of that ghost cereal, actually, is what I'm going to have exactly. Let's see who's doing stuff. I do own some clothes. Very, very few, but it's possible. Such a thing is possible. Who is on? Who is on? Who is on? Let's see. Ooh. Croatia week? Wait, what is that? What is Uwo doing? It just says Croatia week, and then it says the game is General Horse and the... Wait, what is Uwo doing? Hold on. I need to look and see what Uwo's lab's doing. What is he up to? Is he doing React? I think he is. It just says Croatia week. Playing what Steam considers top Croatian-made games. Oh, right. It's Steam's Croatia week. I forgot about that. I forgot they're doing Croatia stuff on Steam this week. That's pretty good. Let's see. Yeah, let's go to Uwo. Let me make sure Uwo hasn't been going for 10,000 years. Because I know he doesn't... When he's not doing like his stuff, he doesn't stream too long. He's 3 hours in. Looks like he's doing React. Let's go to... What's Grem up to? What's Grem doing? I'm indecisive today. Let's see what Grem's doing. Looks like a collab. Yapping and Warhammer building with, let's see, with a little Drea. There? Let's go there. Let's go there. I hope they're not ending. I'm going to cry if they're ending. Let me listen really quick. All right, let's go there quick before anyone tries to end or anything. We're gonna go over to Gremlin May. Gremlin May, who's doing Warhammer and Warhammer building and yapping right now. All right, let's go over there. All right, everybody. Sorry about the long wait. I'm indecisive with raids, and we only have a few this week, so I wanted to get them good. All right, we're gonna head on over there, everybody, and I will see you next week. Have a good rest of your week. Sclimbo out. Bye-bye.